Nut. There it is. I got the double nut for you, homie. 2 nuts in one day, that's a pretty good day. Means I'm gonna sleep easy tonight. I'm gonna sleep well. There we go, we can skip these. Victoria, what's up, friend? Oh, that's right, yes. More Alma shenanigans, because yes, we've had a number of Alma, I don't know if encounters is the right word, but visitations from her, supposedly. And yeah, we learned her name, we've gotten little like bits and snippets of deets, but there's still much we don't know.
I just lost contact with my recon team, and the brass wants me to send in more men, which I'm reluctant to do until I know what we're dealing with in there. My orders are to secure this guy Fettel. Getting rid of him will break his telepathic link to the soldiers.
Right, yeah.
If they no longer have an objective, they should shut down. That sure would be nice.
It would be nice.
If you spare a chopper, we're seeing what looks like a full-scale withdrawal. My gut tells me Fettel's on his way to Armacan, so maybe we can help each other out.
Can do. No problem, Galvin. I got you, homie. We're a couple of nut brothers. Okay, I'm continuing to make it worse. Every time I think I'm about to say like, oh, this would be like a fun haha meme, then it's like, oh no, I'm just making it cursed and weird for once. Anything over here? Shout out to this game's lighting. I know we've talked about this previously, but this game's lighting is kind of on point, honestly. 2005, for that matter, too. 2005. Lighting kind of's got it figured out. Oh. I wonder if I'm to swim down that way. There's a ladder. Ladder leading up, too, for that matter. I'm gonna go out on a limb and suggest that there's probably some bonus stuff down below. I think we're already maxed out on health packs. Yeah, we are. Oh, except I'm not maxed out on health, though, for that matter. Z, senor. Oh, it didn't make a noise. Okay, I just wanted to smack the crap out of that soda can. And more sexy wrench hammers. Very good. You can open up to me. Oh, my. Oh, my. Yeah, let's see what's down here. This seems like the kind of thing where there'd be a secret hidden. Super sneakrets. Okay, never mind. I thought this water was a lot deeper. Oh, well, there's health. And a dead body, which is always exciting. Gonna grab that. Yeah, I thought the water was a lot deeper, so I was like, oh boy, I get to like go through underwater stuff and, you know, explore around. But nope. Just a little bit of health. Still helpful, though. Still healthful. Yes, that's the proper amount of enthusiasm, I like to think. American Cowboy? American Company? I think it's Cowboy. And then Tchotchkes. Hello, I'd like to make a collect call. Leo and Kai. I wonder if these are like developer Easter eggs. The law. I am the law. Alright, there's gonna be most assuredly some shit going on up here. Oh. There's more lads. And they're placing remote mines. Or maybe not remote mines, but they're placing some kind of mine. Kind of explosives. Wouldn't shock me if it was proximity mines, actually. I think we have proximity mines ourselves. Ooh, hello. Give me them boosts. Oh, give me 1 sec. It occurs to me my audio is not set to the right, does not have the right settings, that because right now I can't hear dialogue. That should fix it. Cool. Resume. Yeah, there's some weird shenanigans with how I have my audio set up. With my surround sound speakers, you can see like got a speaker right here. So I have 5.1 surround sound speakers, and some games, most games are able to like handle that just fine, but there's a few games, this game being one of them, Secret World Legends being the other one, where certain things will, well, all the audio goes to you guys just fine, but it doesn't go to my speakers sometimes, based on the settings that I have set up with Voice Meter Banana. So I have to change one particular thing in Voice Meter Banana, which means that I don't get audio coming from all over the place, but it means I at least can hear everything. And I don't think it affects what you guys hear. I think you guys hear everything regardless. Let me make sure I turn the audio up. Because I tend to default to having games be really quiet when I stream them. This is a game where the audio experience is a big one. Thank you for the peepo pants, Mr. Goblin, by the way. You know I love me some peepo pants. Mr. Corruption, welcome back, buddy. Just in time, my friend. We're just getting started. Picking up where we left off last time. We're getting nice and fearful. Good to see you, bud. Dan, what's your opinion on this game's sequels, if you don't mind me asking? Because we were talking about that the other day. Some people do not have nice things to say about F.E.A.R 2 and 3. Some people say that they're like, they have some redeeming qualities, but they're not great. I'd be curious to hear your take. Those explosive. We can probably blow them up. I'm gonna see what else we can do. Some gun. Nothing up there. People pants partner. Say that 5 times fast. Exactly. I love it, man. That is a good emote. I love how happy he is. He's so happy. I'm being stealthy with how loudly I'm breaking shit.
Shit, I just lost Yankowski's signal.
Maybe his gear got damaged.
I mean, we could only be so lucky.
Fire and rescue guys are here. Once they've got the fire under control, we can check the rubble.
Let them handle it. I need you on standby to head inside armor camp as soon as the site is secure.
Roger.
So, I'm wondering if I can just blow these things up so that I can explore. If I just hide back here and shoot it. I'm being stealthy, okay? Oh, but now I broke it. Now I definitely can't pass that, okay. That is pretty cool, though. Even if I slow-mo it, yeah, slow-mo does not fix it. It's weird that there's like these weird dust poofs. Oh, whoa, oh my. Yeah, so that's, whenever I go into slow-mo, the dust poofs explode by a quadrillion% for some reason. Of course, this is an older game, and you know, graphics drivers have changed and updated a lot since then, so there's probably some shenanigans going on there. Time for us to descend into madness. Appropriate thing to say for a game like this. Is a rat friend. These things explode? I don't think that they do. That is I like that emote too. The blur, the monka blur. Whoa. Didn't I just say earlier, or yesterday rather, that I wouldn't put it past this game to have cloaked enemies? Interesting. Because I'd seen, you know, videos and screenshots of this game with the regular soldier dudes, the clone soldier boys. You know, that wasn't a surprise, but invisible friends, that was a surprise. Is a surprise even. Oh yeah. Narrow hallways, shotguns for everybody. And there's no bad weapon choice for situations like this. I guess a snap rifle wouldn't be great, but based on what I've got right now, pretty much anything would be a solid choice. Ooh, that's a nice effect there. Well, now that I've alerted my presence. That worked. Oh. Nice and physicsy, just the way I like it. There's one more lad. I think one more lad. Oh, he might have just ducked back around, actually. Let's go investigate. Okay, yeah, so that just, it all connects back. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm really digging the penetrator. which is a good sentence, but yes, I'm very much enjoying it. I enjoy getting okay, I'm not gonna finish that sentence, but I enjoy, how's about this? I enjoy penetrating others. How's that? Is that safe? No, none of this is safe, Alex. This is all cursed. It's a good weapon. Moral of the story, it good. It good. Blurb? Is that like a quote thing? Because we do have a quote system. Through Streamlabs, the Streamlabs chatbot. Let's see what's up here. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I have seen other streamers utilize something similar, where like, yeah, you have the thing where you can like interchange bits for sound effects. We do have a number of sound effects, but I make them free, at least for the time being. Maybe if I had like some deluxe sound effects, you know, some like, ooh, fancy ones. So there was a ladder over that ways.
Pork chop sandwiches!
Jesus, I thought that came from the game. What the hell? I was like, why are pork chop sandwiches happening? What? Thank you for the pork chop sandwiches, Goblin. They were delicious. And the fire noise was also very appropriate. Okay, this room gives me... I'm not gonna say the real big frighten. It gives me the small, big... Monka-S, I suppose. Yeah, like, yeah, pork chop sandwich actually does sound kind of good right about now, honestly. There's the jump scare. Yeah, and jump scares would be pretty dope for a game like this, honestly. Oh. I didn't think it'd make that kind of noise. Can you tell I'm jumpy? Yeah, speaking of jump scares and whatnot, yeah, for a game like this, jump scares would be definitely a thing. And I like to think it'd be entertaining, yeah. Yeah, I know. There's a number of streamers that I follow where they had jump scare notifications for like set up specifically for Halloween. So like for Halloween streams, that is. So they would have like all notifications. So follows, subscriptions, notifications, raids. Like all of it was like some kind of scare notification. Obviously, it takes a long time to set up. Well, I guess once you set it up once, you're pretty much good though. And yeah, that was like a big thing during Halloween, so I guess Blurb kind of streamlines that for you. But yeah, I've seen a number of people do something similar. Canadians, oh weird. Also, Goblin, correct me if I'm wrong. You are Canadian, right? The fact that you redeemed Canadians, or not redeemed, but played Canadians makes me happy. He is okay. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Yeah. Yeah, I would say when it comes to like, I'm always down for jokes about, where I'm from, and jokes at the expense of my home country and or Midwest in particular. I'm always down for the Midwest jokes, but I always feel a little bit like hesitant about making a lot of jokes about other people, where they come from, that kind of stuff, just because it's like you don't want to overstep any boundaries, that kind of thing. But I would say across the board, the people who are more likely to make jokes about Canada are people that are from Canada. So, based on my observations, and believe it or not, I actually have some family that live in Canada. I have there's a section of my grand aunt's family. Actually, no, it wasn't a section. It was the entirety of my grand aunt's family. Basically, her husband, and her kids moved from the Midwest, from the United States to Canada. Oh, not here. Oh, the ladder. In the 70s. Can I not use the ladder? Oh, the dead body's making it weird. Okay, we're fine. No damage. Fellow Midwesterner of F.E.A.R, hell yeah. Yeah, I've been in the Midwest actually not pretty much, entirely my entire life. And St. Louis, the St. Louis metro area. I grew up in Illinois, to give you an idea, but yeah, I'm in St. Louis right now. Oh, okay, that's the other side. Very nice. Ooh, spooky noises. I'm kind of curious what's up there. I wonder if I can shut off the power. Oh, wow. How prophetic. I guess they're like backup lights. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a spooky time. Event Horizon found. Speaking of jump scares and the like. Get some lore.
All
Lore
right,
scares.
uploading. Remember that wastewater report I mentioned? There's a little more info here. Contamination seems to originate in the Auburn area. That place is practically deserted nowadays. Probably not a coincidence.
Cheesehead. Nice, nice. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I know anybody personally that is from. That would be a self-identifying cheesehead. Oh, checkpoint. Because we're talking, that's Wisconsin? No, not Wisconsin. Wait, yes, Wisconsin. Ah, crap. I don't know. I'm probably dead wrong. You're welcome to make fun of me. It is Wisconsin. Okay, cool. I don't know if I know anybody from Wisconsin off the top of my head, at least. So I don't know if I'm familiar with. I don't know if I have any good Wisconsin memes for you. Oh, proximity grades, nice. So that's probably will probably lead to bonus things. That's probably where I need to go. Oh, well, ooh, that door looks fancy. All right, there's 3 ways to check, 3 ways to explore. Ooh, it's my friend Kubos with the raid. What's up, Kubos? Thank you very much, my friend. Give me 1 sec. I'll tab over so I can grab my points counter for the homie. How you doing, bud? Thank you very much, Mr. Kubos. Good to see you, bud. With feeling and rhythm, I like both of those things. Good to see you, man. How was your stream? And, you know, I always love to ask, what were you streaming on this fine day? We're doing some F.E.A.R, by the way. This game is incredible. My first time playing it, and I'm very much digging it. It's very, very good. It's nice and spooky, but the action is also super freaking awesome and very entertaining. And we found a nice little secret area. Oh, and blood. It's strawberry jam. Strawberry jam and or ketchup. And of course that leads back to all right, so that covers 2 of the 3 areas we had yet to explore. More remote berms, hell yeah. Yeah, it's just ketchup and yeah, and strawberry jam. They just had a really weird food fight party. Now this gun looks new and fancy. It's like a DMR of some variety. Fancy, yeah. Or a sniper rifle maybe. More health for Alex. So I'm kind of going in on single fire weapons. I got that guy, we got the penetrator, we got the shotgun. All about the single fires. Rhythm Doctor. The name does sound familiar. I wouldn't be able to place it off the top of my head, Kubos, but I think I've heard of it before. Am I a fan of rhythm music games? I mean, there's some that I like. Of course, like a lot of us, I loved or Guitar Hero and Rock Band back in the day. Those games were a lot of fun. I'm just gonna listen in real quick. See if there's any other deets. But I've played. I remember playing Rhythm Heaven a little bit. One of my friends had it, and oh, nice. 1 shot, 1 kill. Oh, what a gamer! Although I don't know if that actually reached them. So someone's still alive. They could very easily throw a grenade at me. It's so dusty. He's called me chicken? No, he said check in. So satisfying, man. So the gunplay is just so smooth, man. So silky smooth. But anyway, yeah, so there's a number of rhythm games that I've played around with back in the day, and more that I want to play. I've heard Osu is a lot of fun, for instance. Bioshock, yeah. It's interesting you mentioned that, Goblin, because yeah, I think of Bioshock a lot when I see this game. I know Bioshock is a game that I guess would have been a contemporary of this game initially. but the subsequent games probably were influenced by it more. Because no, I've yet to play the series, any of the series myself. I kind of want to play the System Shock games first, because I know Bioshock is kind of like a spiritual successor, kinda, to the System Shock games. So I think what I would probably prioritize would be System Shock 1 and eventually System Shock 2. But yeah, I do want to get to that series, because I think I would really like it, based on what I know about the series. This is the first guy to go, man. We just nailed his fucking skull, man. That was brutal. Lots of SMGs. Okay, he's sitting on the table. Guitar Hero was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was never amazing at the game. I never actually owned it myself, so I would only play it when I was at friends' houses, but it was always a lot of fun. We would like take turns, and you know, we would have our favorite songs we would play through, and we tried to like beat each other's high scores. It was a fun time. It was awesome. Also, Puzzlewell, good to see you, friend. System Shock, yeah. Puzzlewell, you are I've observed that you have had a number of very cool game recommendations that you've given to me, as well as a number of times you've been like, oh, Alex, you like this game? Hell yeah. So it's like, you and I are cut from the same cloth, Puzzlewell. You have excellent gaming tastes. And I found that if Puzzlewell likes a game, there's a good time Alex will enjoy it as well. That's me, smiley face. Osu, yeah. Osu, or I guess it's... Is it Osu or is it Usu? I know there's like a different pronunciation for it, but yeah, it's... I've seen people play it on Twitch. It looks incredible. It's the kind of game I would never be able to stream myself because I don't have that kind of hand-eye coordination to be able to do that and keep up with chat, but it seems fun though. And there's also, have you guys heard of Friday Night Funkin'? You have to be careful when you know, enunciate that word, but Friday Night Funkin' looks incredible. You like how I was definitely stealthy just now? I could have, like, done some exploring first, but no, I wanted to do some murder. Oh, what a gamer. Stealth Master Extraordinaire, Alex Q Super Hobbit at your goddamn service. We have dramatic music, though, so they're not all dead yet. Watching for movement. My vision is based on movement. I'm like a T-Rex. And then I've got a giant head and tiny arms. There's really nobody else out here? Just two dudes? I find that hard to believe. This dramatic music makes me think otherwise. It's... Awus. Oh, interesting. Okay. Play all of them? Yeah. I think I would really like them, for sure. Community likes to do popular music. Yeah, that's a tricky thing, too, when it comes to streaming it. I guess a lot of rhythm games would maybe have that as a potential issue. I know the Guitar Hero and Rock Band communities have been kind of butting up against that lately, on Twitch, that is. So we can explore more out here. I kind of want to see... Actually, this probably just leads downstairs, doesn't it? To this downstairs area. More ammo for that gun. Very nice. Darkest Dungeon. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. That's a game I think I would really enjoy streaming. I was watching... I'm a big fan of GV, or Golvana. He was actually in our chat a couple days ago. And one of my favorite things he ever streamed that I got to watch most of was him streaming a bunch of Darkest Dungeon. And he would do this cool thing where he would... whenever he would get a new person or a new person added to his team, he would name them after somebody in the chat. And, you know, of course, it would begin this lore of... What is this? Oh, I think that's just the same assault rifle as earlier. Oh, shit. These are not good guys, I'm pretty sure. Okay, more dramatic music. There we go. So yeah, like naming... Darkest Dungeon dwellers, or dungeoneering individuals, I guess, naming them after chat members, that kind of thing seems really fun. You know, you go through this lore of, you know, oh, this person's a good healer, or this person has been a boss. I thought the guy was alive for a second. This person's a good fighter, this person's a good, you know, speeder master. And then like, oh man, this one person died dramatically to a boss battle and it was very stressful, and, you know, RIP to that person who's in the chat and they're dead. All the silly shenanigans that come from that. Fucking pulped that man. Turn him into jelly. There's an explosive barrel there too that I did not take advantage of, but I kind of want to. We still have dramatic music though, which makes me think we're not done with shenanigans. Or maybe we are. Want to make sure we get all the ammo that we can pick up at least. Lots of stuff for guns we don't have anymore, or that I've dropped since. This is just weird. Is the music kind of loud, actually? It's like, we really haven't had much music in this game before now, but now it's like, okay, calm down, guys. How long did it take me to finish Hyrule Warriors? Yeah, it probably took me... Well, I streamed the game for about 100 and... I think it was closer to 200. Closer to 200 hours. And I think total game time was like 300 hours. I want to say. That as like a general guesstimate. So yeah, it took a long time to finish that game. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, that game was great. But yeah, that definitely scratched my... my Muso itch for a long while. A good long while. Oh, I thought that was breakable. Yeah, no breaks. Them's the breaks. Or lack thereof. Like Alwis or OS. Oh, okay. Yeah, the question of how it's pronounced. Yeah, because it's not what people might think necessarily. There's more beating more dudes. Allegedly. He said, quiet down. I wonder if they heard my footsteps. I'm trying to be smart about how I approach encounters in this game. Doesn't always work, but try is the operative term. It hurts when they die. Yeah, it makes it that much more dramatic. Exactly. Okay, sounds good, Kubos. Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you again for that raid, my friend. It's always a pleasure. Always nice having you around, my friend. Have a good night, my dude. Get yourself some rest. Get some sleepies. Movement, he says. Oh, jeez. Just kind of ran into him, didn't I? Oh, shit. I see you there. Yes, come down to my level. The way his body contorted like that was interesting. You're right, you can't. You can try. You will fail. Shotgun once again proving why it is the OG. Some Half-Life 2 vibes. Yeah, for sure. And I think this game came out a year, I want to say 1 year after Half-Life 2. I think that was 2004. I could be wrong. But they came out relatively close together. So yeah, the comparisons I think are very fair to make. There's some games this game does that are incredible when compared to Half-Life 2, but I would say across the board Half-Life 2 probably is the better game, but yeah, this is great. Also, every time I see a corpse that I've nailed to a frickin' wall, I have to do a double take to make sure that yes, they are indeed dead. Oh, Jesus. Eh. Oh, I missed the grenade. Shit. Okay, well, it still exploded, though. That noise he makes is very... When you take him out, it's very interesting. Makes me think they're robots or something. But there was a second dude, wasn't there? I thought I saw 2 lads, unless I killed them both. Whoop. 1 shot, 1 kill. Ripped off his arm, apparently. It's like a cyborg. Time to teabag him. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, some kind of robot cyborg lad. Ammo I can pick up. Granted, I'm not exactly hurting for ammo, although this gun is kind of low, admittedly. Can I smack the boards around? I can. Like a boss. Teabagging bad guys. Yeah, and it's great. You get like to see your own legs, so you really get to feel the baginations. The teabaginations. Bagulations, if you will. Assault rifle, yeah, it's fine. Can't remember which game it was. I think it was, I want to say it was after Half-Life. I want to say it was Halo 3, I think, where the teabag physics allowed, where it was such where when you teabagged over a corpse, the like clenching of the thighs would actually like jiggle the corpse a little bit sometimes. So like, you know, teabagging had like a nice visceral feel to it, you know. Definitely at least some next level teabag functionality. A real pioneer in the teabag gaming genre. This guy's armor kind of, yeah, kinda. I was thinking like the like super armored soldiers, like the really well armored lads you see in Half-Life 2, the Combine lads, like near the end of the game.
I heard somebody needed a ride. Got an HLZ for me yet? I'm showing a decent-sized yard just ahead of my point man's current position. Only problem is there's an enemy gunship sitting there at the moment.
Gunship, you say? More like fun ship. Sounds like we're gonna have to take that thing out. Half-Life series, yeah, they're incredible games, yeah. Viperia, it sounds like you and we have homework. I need to play Bioshock, and you need to play Half-Life. So that way we can hold ourselves accountable. And like I said, I want to start with System Shock, but yeah, I definitely want to get to all the games in the series, because I think I would enjoy them quite a bunch. Yeah, we all have our assignments. This is the fun kind of homework. For some reason, the way I said that reminded me of the lyrics for Hot for Teacher. I wish my homework, but my homework was never quite like this. I got it bad, I got it bad, I got it bad. It is a good song, yeah. I know we were, not too terribly long ago, we were talking about Van Halen. Of course, there was the very sad passing of Eddie Van Halen a number of months ago. It wasn't that long ago. And understandably so, that, you know, kind of brought Van Halen back into a lot of folks' minds, including myself. I was never a huge fan of their music, but I mean I really do like their self-titled debut. I love the 1984 album, and I have like even some of the Van Hagar songs in my collection as well. So I mean I like to think I'm definitely not like an expert on the band. I'm definitely not like a, you know, super well versed, but I like to think I know enough to be dangerous, as we say. There's a fun ship. Oh, it's right there, man. Of course, this is not gonna open, and I have a feeling this glass is probably bulletproof. Are you listening to it today? Oh man, it's perfect. Perfect timing. It was meant to be. They really want me to get that assault rifle. Or more assault rifle. Oh, proximity mines. I don't know. I don't know if I really have much need for proximity mines just yet. Oh, this way then. I'm being quiet. I was hoping that would actually like run into him or like roll into him, but I think it was just gonna kind of hit the ground and stop. So the gunship did take off. Another big boy. Probably gonna use all my slow-mo shooting this guy. He's got a fancy gun. That was a noise. Oh, there's a. Oh, I thought there was a dude right in front of me. There we go. Yeah, those big guys do not heck around. Get closer. Come on, get a little closer. You're not dead. Oh! Making a lot of noise. Making a lot of noise and picking up a lot of dust. Oh shit, I missed. Now I gotta reload. Oh, I was like, if I melee him, I'll stun him, but no, I just killed him. Yeah, wasted a lot of ammo, but it was still a lot of fun though. I mean, having fun is much better than being economical, honestly. I think that means we killed all the bad guys. Probably should have grabbed that armor first.
Good. Head to ATC headquarters and find Fettel.
There's our buddy, I think. Yeah, that was the because there was a gunship blocking them from getting here to rescuing our asses. Or the rest of us, for that matter. Let's see if there's any fun treats or toys around here for us. Oh, never mind. It's like a motorcycle muffler. Yeah. Yeah, that intro is so iconic, man. It's so cool. Same Portal. Yep, same folks who made Portal. Yeah, Valve. Yeah, Portal, Team Fortress, and Team Fortress 2 for that matter. Left 4 Dead. Yeah, Valve's done a lot of really good shooters, honestly. Hey, Amnesia, what's up, friend? Are you fearing, son? It's good to see you, bud. Borderlands, I have not. I have some friends that really love the Borderlands series. And I like to think that if I were to pick up Borderlands, I'd be able to join in on them. I've heard that Borderlands is really fun, but it's extra fun with friends. So I think I have the first 2 on Steam. I think I got them in Humble Bundles years ago, but I've yet to play them. But yeah, it's a series I'm interested in. They look really fun. More homework, yeah. And that ain't no shit, man. I have a lot of games that I really want to play. I was joking earlier that my game backlog is like the size of my backlog is upsetting. It's very disgusting. But it means I'm never bored though. It means I've always got games to play. And as someone who, not to reveal too much about myself, but as someone who grew up kind of poor, it's actually kind of nice to be like, you know what, I got games for days, son. I'm set for life at this point. And Artifact, oh yes, everyone's favorite. Now, has Artifact actually like, have they been working on that game at all? Because I remember when it first launched, it was not doing so well. They took it off the market for a while. I haven't heard anything about Artifact in a minute. No further information inside Armacam. Trying to get to their headquarters, because that's, I think, where Fettel's going to be. Securing Fettel, yeah. Missing SFOD team. Yeah, because there's the enhanced version, exactly. Which I think I have that on Steam, I think. Artifact's dead, yeah. It's probably for the best, honestly. They threw in the towel, yeah. Let's go ham. Maybe that's strat, honestly. Water looks nice from a distance. It's that dude on Twitter. Amazing water in this game. Like how you can see like the building models from a distance. And like the car models are kind of fun. But I don't wanna. It cannot be contained. Oh shit. I live for this. Well, you actually die for it as well, apparently. Checkpoint, yep.
I don't have any available elements.
What's your status? I'm dead. Oh. In the booty. There we go. Oh. It's the noises they make. Although I'd be making a noise like that if I got pelted in the head repeatedly with metal stakes. Well, our friends are dead, but we're doing great. This actually looks kind of cool. I kind of like this, honestly. I mean, it's obviously aged. I mean, yeah, 2005. But I kind of like this kind of vibe. I like this vibe from games like this, where you can kind of see the rust. You can kind of see the strings of the puppets, you know, behind, you know, in the background, so to speak. You can see behind the curtain a little bit. But I kind of like this kind of stuff. I like this aesthetic, and I like the low poly cars in the distance. I don't know. It's even though it doesn't look great by today's standards, I still kind of like this. It's a nice, just kind of cozy, honestly. Exactly, Goblin. It's inherently nostalgic for me, I think. I imagine that, you know, I'm about to, you know, back in my day, I imagine that like somebody who grew up playing modern games would see this and go like, yeah, they would see why people like me like it, but they probably wouldn't have the same kind of emotional response necessarily. So it's like, I think it's something that for a lot of us old timers, which I say jokingly, obviously. Of course, I say that. I mean, you know, oh, this is one of our friends, I think. Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, I grew up with the N64, but when I play Super Nintendo games, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this game's incredible. I get why people like this so much. So, you know, it's not strictly generational, obviously. Offline. But now it's, oh, I was gonna say now, but maybe it's extra offline now. Boomers, man. Yeah. For anyone who's never heard the term boomer shooter before, I guess this might be considered a boomer shooter, maybe. I mean, Doom would be, and Quake for that matter. All the good shooters, all the good games. Looking for a little bonus areas so I can find more secrets, more snacks to feed into my guy, make him stronger. Quake, yeah, Quake's an incredible game. I would say, I mean, I like Doom and Quake. I like, you know, all these things, but I would say, when given the choice, I would say Quake. I'm more of a Quake guy than I'm a Doom guy. It's an incredible game, and there's a landmark release for id and just for PC gaming in general. It's awesome. Very good.
Still no word on Jankowski. Like he just vanished.
I'll confess, I don't think I know who Jankowski is. Do not have much ammo for that fancy rifle, but I'll probably find some more soonish. Until then, it's probably a matter of penetrator and shoot gun. Lock himself in the game room back in the day. Played at work? Oh, now that's incredible. That's awesome. I remember when I was in college, so I work as a software developer by trade, and in college, I remember one of my first programming classes, we were being taught about why it's important to organize your code ahead of time. That way, when he was another F.E.A.R guy. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Amnesia. That way, if your code is well organized, it's easier to maintain. And if it's easier to maintain, it's easier to like make updates later on. Like if your code is just one big mess, they call it spaghetti code, then it's harder to maintain. It takes longer to make updates. Like, you know, what if you have a requirement that says, hey man, I need you to make me a thing that like adds 10 numbers together and spits out the total or something like that, you know, something simple. And then your boss comes back later and it says like, you know, a week into the project, I know it wouldn't take a week to do this, but you know, just bear with me on this. A week into the project, he says, shit man, I'm sorry, actually, I'm gonna need to change the parameters of the requirements here. And it's actually, I need to be able to support 20 numbers being added together. You know, if you've organized your code poorly, then you might have to like go through and manually like, you know, change all the places where you say add 10 numbers and say, oh, nope, add 20 instead. You know, there could be, if it's a small project, it could take, you know, there could be like 5 or 10 places. If it's a large project, there could be hundreds or thousands of references to this. So it could take a while. So it's like, so he was saying like, now what you want to do is you want to make sure your code is well organized. That way your boss comes back to you and says, actually, yeah, the parameters for the requirements where they've gone from 10 to 20, you can tell your boss, oh, sorry, it's going to take me a week to implement that change. Your boss will okay it. You'll implement the change in 30 seconds, then you can just play Tetris for a week, or you can play Doom for a week. And I always remember that. He was like, ah, there's the strat, man. You tell your boss, like, you overshoot your estimate. No, don't actually do this, by the way. Don't actually do this. But the meme is like, yes, intentionally overestimate your work. That way you can play video games at work and be a fucking boss. Like a real gamer. Old school computer. Oh, dude, Goblin, your dad sounds baller, dude. What a fucking boss, dude. That's so cool. My room in when I lived in my parents' place was kind of similar, but for music stuff, like music posters and whatnot. But yeah, pretty much my goal was to have as little wall space visible. All posters and stuff, and you know, no boring, no wall space underutilized. Although my brother was a step ahead of the game. He filled out his like walls a lot faster than I did, and to the point where he had to resort to putting posters on the ceiling because he was running out of space. In fact, for those who know or are familiar with the band U2, you know, Bono, The Edge, like that one, that U2. Their third album was called War, and it had this very stark image of a boy with a very like intense look staring directly at the viewer, like, you know, at the second person. It's black and white. It's the war is in letters are in red text. It's very dramatic and very brooding, and it's a very stark image with a lot of contrast. And it's cool. It's a very cool image, and it's a good album, one of their best. I would say it's probably one of my favorite of theirs. But anyway, he had a poster of that album cover above his bed. So whenever I would sleep over, it wasn't above his bed specifically. It was just like, it was positioned in the room where there were 2 beds in the room. In fact, for a while we had bunk beds, but that's besides the point. But yeah, there were 2 beds in the room, and it was positioned such that, depending on like how I was sleeping, if I awoke at night and I like looked up, I might see that face staring down at me, and it was always like, ugh, a little bit startling. Also, I'm afraid that's gonna explode. Yeah, let me just stand here and just breathe in the exhaust. Is there an in-game mechanic for, you know, oxygen monoxide poisoning? Oh, I thought for sure I'd get it. Oh, it looks like you ran into a wall or something. Let me help you out with that. So dusty. So dusty in here. Now it autosave, but I want to make sure I pick up all the toys that are possible. I'm noticing that bad guys don't carry shotguns or the fancy... Oh. I'm making a lot of noise. Or the fancy schmancy penetrator or anything, or the fancy sniper rifle. Or I guess it's more of a DMR. No, it's not a DMR because it fires in burst fire, but regardless, yeah, the cool assault rifle with the scope. They're still carrying SMGs and the standard assault rifle. So I wonder if that means I'm gonna have to relinquish a gun at some point to get stuff that I can find ammo for easier. Vape Nash. All clear, yep. All clear, meaning all of their buddies are dead. And I murdered them. Did he just go fuck shoot? Oh! Can't see. Oh. There we go. Very nice. This gun is so good, man. Single fire, so I mean, I guess in that sense, the fire rate isn't perfect. Like, you know, it could be, I guess a little bit slow for some people, but it's got a really big clip size and it's super responsive. Reminds me of the precision rifle from Red Faction, with how reliable it is and how accurate it is. It's just super nice. Very solid single fire weapon, and I'm like just really digging it. Shotgun's so fun though. Shotgun's just such a fun weapon. Favorite game of all time? Ooh, man, that's a really good question. It's something I feel like I go back and forth with a lot, Goblin, on like what my answer is to that question. And it's tricky because there are games that I love where I love the game, but I will acknowledge it's not like, you know, a perfect game. I would say as far as games that like mean a lot to me personally, can't get this shot. That's fine. I mean, we got plenty of ammo for it, so I'm not too. Oh, there we go. Yeah, as far I would say that my favorite game that like means the most to me, not because it's the best game ever, but because like I have so much nostalgia for it, and like the number of times I've replayed it, and like the whole presentation, the game, the music, the story, like the multiple times I played it in my life. I would say Bomberman 64. It probably takes that spot. And Bomberman 64 is not an amazing game. I would even go so far as to say it's not even a great game. Just paying attention. Then I just turned his ass to liquid. So yeah, it's like not an amazing game. I have friends who are like, you know, I've never played Bomberman 64. Would you recommend it? And I'm always like, I don't know. It's great. I love it. And as a kid who grew up with the N64, it was great. But playing it now, I mean, looking at it as objectively as possible, it's a little bit rough around the edges. I don't blame people who say they didn't really like it. It's not for everybody necessarily, but I loved it. And of course, I love all the 3D N64 era Bomberman games. Second Attack was dope. Hero was incredible. So yeah, lots of great stuff. I can't see. These dust particles that are popping off are becoming a bit problematic. There we go. What's your status? I'm dead, sir. We're all dead. That sounded really close, though, so I'm thinking he's gonna be right here. Punch! Now, I have a feeling that melee might just be an instant kill, because he, like, dropped his gun when I meleeed. I thought I'd have to, like, melee and then punch, or melee and then shoot, rather. So, yeah, so I would say Bomberman 64 takes the cake, but, I mean, there are better games. I mean, Mario 64 is amazing. Ocarina of Time is obviously a classic for me, for sure. I would say, how's about this? I'll phrase it this way. Not recommending it. Yeah, exactly. I would recommend it, but with a caveat that says, like, yeah, if you like that era of games, if you like old school 3D puzzle platformers, it's great. It's a great game. Well, it's a fun game. But yeah, it's like if you want like if you like Super Mario 64 and you want to play and you're interested in it, it's like you might be disappointed. But if you like Bomberman and you like puzzle platformers from that era, then I think you would like it. I think that's how I would recommend it. But I'll phrase it this way. Maybe the better way to answer that question is if I die, if I drop dead right now, I just and then fall over. What are the 5 games that you would arrange into a pentagram and then, you know, draw out with blood to resurrect me? So the 5 games would be Bomberman 64, obviously. Super Mario 64. Fun fact, Super Mario 64 was the first game I ever played ever. First video game I ever touched with my own hands and saw with my own human eyeballs. That's 2. Ocarina of Time is obviously. Diablo 2. Diablo 2. And then... oh, the last one is always the toughest one, man. I would say... I'm split between Morrowind or Smash Brothers for the N64. I would say Smash Brothers for the N64. Those would be the 5 games. Jump kick is a one-hit kill. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, there it is. It's kind of hard to coordinate though, because it's weird. Like your mouse is kind of locked in. Or not your mouse, but your momentum's kind of locked in. So it's a little bit tricky. But yeah, I bet it would like do a lot of damage to the big guys in particular. Super Mario 64, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Smash 64 in particular. I love Melee, I love Brawl, I love all the entries to the series, but original 64 is the one I've played the most, and it's the one that I, of course, have deep nostalgia for. It's not the best in the series. That is a mess of a unbalanced game, and I love it. It's the same reason why I love Mario Party 1, because it's so unbalanced and so unhinged. I kind of like the chaotic energy that games like that bring to the table. Diablo, yeah, solid choice, Corruption. Solid choice, Mr. Dan. I didn't need to do that. What is that noise? It was just your buddy getting fucking liquefied. And you're next. Did I shoot his head off? That is exactly what I did. Oh, damn. Brutal. Morrowind? Not choosing Morrowind? Awful Devil's like, get him out of here. Unfollowed. Reported to Twitch. Deleted computer. It's good to see you, Alfred Devil. Hope you're doing well, bud.
What the hell? That's taking Jankowski in that general area.
Ooh, I wonder if something happened to him. Breaks friendship. Yeah, breaks or at least damages friendships. And Mario Party 1, again, that game is so unhinged and unbalanced. You could tell that, like, they had playtested the game for sure, but they hadn't, like, considered the longevity of the game necessarily. I mean, there's so many mini games that are just brutal. There's that crane game one where where anybody who like basically if you're on the losing side, It's a 1v3 minigame, and if you're on the losing side, you lose 1/3 of all of your coins. Anytime you win coins in that game, you usually take them from other people. Ooh, unknown origins. You don't know who you are. It's true, I don't know who this person is. Who the player character is. But, and the sheer number of chance time squares in that game, man, yeah, it's so chaotic, but I love it because it's so unpredictable. It's like, really, anything could happen in that game, and it's just ridiculous, and I love it. I'd have it no other way. Although, probably Mario Party 2 is my favorite in the series, but 1 holds a special place in my heart. Morrowind 64, now, wouldn't that be a thing, man? Morrowind ported to, like, down... What's the term? D-made? Not remade, but D-made for the N64. It was amazing. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Goblin. I think about how mind-blowing it was. I remember as a kid... Before that game came out or even was announced, I remember thinking, like, my dream game would be a game where I could, like, play as my favorite characters and have them, like, fight each other. Like, that was something that, it was like, I knew it was like, it's never gonna happen, but, like, if I could wave a magic wand, I would make that game a thing. And then, like, a year later, it came out, and I was like, this is everything I was hoping it would be, and then more. It's just so good. The jumps, yeah. It's a little bit weird, yeah. It's, like, it's cool. There's the sweep kick, sweep the leg. It's just a little bit awkward though, yeah. And Mr. JD, by the way, JD, I showed it off on stream because the notification popped up right as I began the stream. But thank you, Mr. JD, for gifting Nier Replicant to me, by the way. That game just came out, and like, I would imagine that was probably not a cheap game to gift, but thank you for that, my friend. That is incredibly generous. It's like, JD, you already do so much for me, man. You've rated me a bunch. You're subbed to me on Twitch. It's like, dude, you've done so much for me, man. That is so generous of you. And you know of all people, JD, that I have a disgusting games backlog on Steam. Like, it's a problem how many games I own. So, yeah, that kind of thing is never, ever expected. But, of course, it's appreciated. You're a freaking boss, dude. There we go. A little bit of damage there. And grenade. That was satisfying. I think I pulped them both, actually. The dust... I'm waiting for the dust to clear. It's like Dragon Ball Z. You wait for the dust to clear, and then they're just standing there, unscathed. Imagine, yeah, I throw that grenade, I shoot the grenade, and it explodes. And the dust clears, and then there's like... And then, well, of course, it's Dragon Ball Z, so 12 episodes go by. But the dust clears, and then I'm like, heh, I really got him, didn't I? Wait. And then there's like the anime zoom in, and then the dust clears, and the dude's like standing there with his arms crossed, and he's like... You didn't really think you could kill me that easily, did you, Super Hobbit? I don't know. I don't know what voice I'm conjuring, but yeah, I've got the whole scene in my head. Yeah, we picked up everything. Okay, yeah, there's no other armor or anything back there. Choosing a single game, yeah, it's tough. I would say for me, the way I choose it is like, it's not so much what's the most fun, it's more like, or like the best game, but like what's the game that means the most to me. And now that's why Bomberman 64 takes the cake, just because, yeah, it's like, I have so many memories of playing the game solo, obviously, but also with friends. The multiplayer was great. The story being surprisingly involved. Some of the puzzles that I couldn't figure out as a kid, but I came back later as like in my adolescent years to figure out, and like how satisfying that was. So it's like I feel like I grew with that game, or like I grew up with it, so to speak. Like I feel like the game followed me for a lot of my life, so to speak, or I followed it, I suppose. 65 out of 100. I'll take it. I'll take it. Mass Effect Andromeda, absolutely, yeah, exactly. Super Skyrim, yeah. Get an Elder Scrolls Skyrim, or like a Super Nintendo game, like as like a mega demake. That'd be interesting. I guess we jump down. Oh, I was thinking like jump down and get ready to shoot bad guys, but it's a cutscene, or not a cutscene, but a save point. Yeah, text-based. Yeah, like a text-based traditional roguelike maybe. No worries at all. No, that's very generous of you, G. I always feel like, I was joking earlier how it's like I always feel that twinge of guilt where it's like, oh jeez, please, you know, I'm not worthy, but it's very generous of you, my friend. They are a thing. It's true. It's not completely it's like it'd be hard to see them doing that with Super Nintendo or N64 specifically, but yeah, demakes are a thing, so I mean, it wouldn't be wild. I would say if they were to do some kind of demake, they'd be more likely to do it, where it would like come out on Steam, or some kind of PC platform, or like, you know, multi-platform thing, where it's stylized to look and kind of feel like a Super Nintendo game, or look like an N64 game, but might not actually run on Super Nintendo or N64 hardware necessarily. But you're right, I mean, anything is possible. Also, Kage, good to see you, friend. How many mods did it take to install Noita? Oh, yes, this is, I see what you're saying. Yes, this is just a heavily modified Noita. This is Noita, first-person shooter, psychological thriller, shooty pooty absolutely edition. So the S.F.E.A.R escort was neutralized, and the lads have been scrambled like eggs. Delicious. Get the company network online. Interesting. Nice. We gotta like find a big red turn on button. Your final doom. Correct.
The ATC network is offline.
The shadow messed me up there. I was like, oh, there's someone in here with me. That's why we came here. Find a server and hit the on button. Now, some shit went down out here. I want to like look down. I want to see like if someone fell out of the window or something. The window. I have a feeling shit's gonna get weird in this area. This seems like nice and spooky. Nice and dark and spooky. Yeah, because I was doing Noita a lot. Actually, Noita is my 5th most streamed game ever. At like 150 something hours. Yeah, I streamed that game a lot. And of course, I streamed it a lot over the past few months, but I also streamed it a lot when the game first had its 1.0 release back in, I want to say... Oh, okay, I'm sorry. The light got shut off and I got scared. I was like, oh god. Back in like August or September of last year, when I first acquired the game. Potential. The door just got exploded off its hinges. Gonna like this level, Dan? Yeah. It's like I feel like there's some spooky shit that's gonna go down, and I'm down for the spooky times, man. Not gonna go. It don't go. Can I get myself a nice refreshing fizzy cola? And I say to myself, you need exact change. Oh, why am I breaking everything? Why am I so destructive right now? Oh. Oh my. That's not ominous at all. So we saw that one path to explore. This course is offline. Dragon's Quest 11, ukulele, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's the presentation. Like where it's more of a visual thing or like an aesthetic thing. So that's one option. But yeah, but I'm thinking more like, yeah, like remaking the game or demaking the game, I suppose, in a way where, yeah, like they really go all in on making it like its own different kind of game experience entirely, you know, with its own unique gameplay. Takes a lot more work, obviously, but that kind of stuff is always like interesting to do. There's a game on Steam for The Mummy that is called, it's like The Mummy Demade or Demake or something like that, and apparently that game's really cool. Kind of SNES and SNES-ified.
Pork chop sandwiches!
Pork chop sandwiches! Input, no feed. Satellite. I'm hearing noises. In addition to pork chop sandwiches, I'm also hearing noises. Fancy corporate theater room, though. Oh. It's a dead person. I'm sure this room is gonna go well. What happened to you, homie? It looks like maybe not one of our guys, one of like the guards that worked here, not one of the special forces dudes. Oh, the game lagged. That means a thing is likely to happen, probably. Or maybe a thing happened and I missed it. This hallway looks ominous. Any kind of long hallway in a game like this is always like, alright. What's gonna go down? Locked. It's like red locked. Like, no. Forbidden. Longo! There he is. Oh! The Longo face. Lucius has one. Oh, that's cool. I've never played. Is there? I don't know if there's only one game in the series, but I've never played any of them. I know of the one, but I don't know if there were multiple games. Also, that was weird. You ever just see like a meeting room covered in blood? I mean, find a nickel for every time I have that happen in the office. Haven't been to the office in a minute, obviously, because of obvious COVID times. All right, hello, yes, it's me, important business person, important meeting person. Hello, yes, I've called you all to this meeting today. We're here to talk about our metrics. Johnson, you son of a bitch, your metrics suck. Fuck you. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with this, but I like feeling like an important boss man. One is closed, or locked rather. So much destruction. I see a dead body perched conveniently over a table, or on top of a table. Just placed just ever so comfortably. I think he might be dead. I'm not a doctor, I just play one on TV. Mighty Gunvolt? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's neat. That's a game series I've heard that is a lot of fun.
The data's uploading now. There's a reference to something called Icarus. It says here that it was a bioengineering program that started in 1973. Something about health issues related to microgravity. Loss of muscle mass, bone density, shit like that.
Interesting. More dead things. Dead things and or dead people. And again, these are soldiers or guards that I think worked at this institution, not the soldier clone dudes that we're fighting. So, you know, neutral parties. Not the bad guys. Gunvolt's really good, yeah. I think I would enjoy them. I've seen a decent bit of them. They look really fun. Mega Man 64, yeah. Yeah, I feel bad I haven't played... Really, Mega Man is a series I feel like I've neglected over the years. Because I've played Mega Man inspired games, but yeah, I really haven't had much Mega Man experience in my life. I've played some of the Mega Man NES games much later in life, and I've beaten none of them because I'm awful at them, but they are really cool. I feel like if I would have grown up playing them, it would have influenced my gaming choices quite a bit, because those games are really cool. And like, of course they're difficult, but I feel like they're really rewarding. Like it feels good mastering those games, I imagine. Whoa.
Pork chop sandwiches!
Pork chop sandwiches indeed. It's another cloaked lad. We saw a brief vision. One of these cloaked lads at the previous level. We just saw him again. Interesting. Yeah, there's Mega Man 64. There's the Legends games, Legends series. I know Mega Man Legends 3 continues to be a mythical, maybe someday game. Not unlike Half-Life 3 and, you know, so many others. Remote mines. Not that I really have been using remote mines. I've just been spamming grenades all this time, honestly. Mega Man Legends is good, though. Yeah, it's really a shame they haven't made any more. Yeah. I've yet to play them, but I mean, I have some friends that love them growing up, and like, 3 has been teased so many times, and they continue to tease us further. Such a hot tease of a game series. I know there's like a spiritual successor that's being worked on right now by Mega Man guy. I can't remember his name. Inafune, I think. But yeah, that's kind of a sour point for some people, just because the Kickstarter, the way that was all handled, was not everyone's favorite necessarily. What's up, Mr. Corey? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's like if we're flying too close to the sun, that's just kind of asking for trouble, honestly. It's like if we call... Yeah, it's yeah, Icarus or Project Titanic or something like that. It's like, you know, any kind of tragedy that we know about in modern mythology and such.
One new message. First message from an outside number.
Ooh, outside.
It's Carla at Hudson Avionics. Where is everybody? I can't reach anyone over there. I need to talk to Brett about this draft he sent over.
Yeah, Brett.
He hasn't returned my call. It's really important he gets back to me as soon as possible. Okay?
Get together, Brett.
End of messages.
Can someone call up our boy Brett? Get him to hold this nice lady back. Hey, Philip, what's up, bud? Here for Fear. If I was really smart, I would have like a Tears for Fears joke, but I got nothing. The glass breaking, yeah. Scared you out of a laughing fit. Yeah, it was like, that was pretty well done. I liked how it threw the body and then you saw the cloaked lad and he climbed through there. It's like, that was pretty well done. Doing some D&D. Oh, nice. Oh, jeez. And then it's like, huh. I hope the D&D goes well tonight, man. I know that, I feel like the last couple times you've told me deets about your sessions, they have gone into some awesome and weird territory. And I love hearing about your D&D sessions. It won't sync? Yeah, the Hindenburg, yeah, there's so many where it's like, no, it's fine. This one will be different. It's not prophetic that we're naming it this. Oh, it's one of these. You enter the dungeon room and in Ocarina of Time and the gates close behind you. That's when you know we've entered gamer hour. Gamer zone. Let me just stand in the middle of this room. This large room with many, points of entry. So we got that way to go. Maybe. We can go upstairs, maybe. Can probably break glass and just pop through there. Break glass and eat ass. Let's go upstairs first. The door locking. Oh, Jesus. Got his ass. Alright, so we get to see these guys for the first time. And they're like little ninja lads. I thought they'd be like monsters. The way that they climb around. But yeah, he's like little ninja friend. I have a feeling that's not the first time. I'm sorry, not the last time we're going to see them on this floor. Yeah, because we'd seen them a couple times, but it's like, I wasn't sure when their introduction was going to be, when they would make their grand entrance. I kind of like that they're close range, because that means shotgun is big time, big dick swinging mode. Whoop. Ouch. Now, I don't think I have to follow up a melee after shooting, but melee is actually, like, really overpowered. Well, not overpowered, but very powerful. And it's kind of satisfying. But shotguns are more satisfying. My flashlight keeps running out of juice. It powers up pretty quickly, though. Favorite level? It's pretty cool. I can see why you like it, Dan. This is really nice. Some Shadowrun sessions have been designed, and it's... Ooh, I like it, man. I like it. I know that people do, rightly so, revere this game's level design. Interesting how, yeah, they have these little electric blippity blops that kind of shoot out whenever you take them out, or whenever you're fighting them, at least. Blippity blops, of course, being a very highly technical term. Only big brain words here at twitch.tv/superhobbit. See what this is.
You have
Three? Oh, wow, we're popular.
first message from
Chuck Haberger.
Oh, it's Hamburger Man.
I've analyzed the readings and I'm recommended we suspend Perseus till we can figure out what's causing the synchronization. The patterns are identical to what we saw last time, but obviously the consequences would be a hell of a lot worse.
That's the first guy we saw that got killed, that was clearly dead.
Chuck Haberger, I got your message. Maybe you've forgotten that when this happened before, Fettel was only a child.
Oh.
The fallout of that fuck-up was that Origin had to be permanently shut down. This time we're talking about a highly trained military commander with a telepathic link to hundreds of soldiers that don't think for themselves. If you're worried about being behind schedule now, imagine what'll happen if we end up with a full-scale revolt.
Well, that's spooky.
next message from
Marshal Disler.
Hi, it's Marshall. Just got off the phone with Chuck Habecker. Really worried about his findings. He said he talked to you about suspending the program temporarily, and I've got to agree. If there's even the slightest chance of another synchronicity event, we've got to take
Oh, I love that Police album.
I'm gonna head over to the Perseus compound and check things out myself. Why don't you give me a call on my cell and let's discuss this.
End of messages.
Synchronicity event sounds like, what was it in Half-Life? The, Resonance Cascade event. Same kind of energy. Speech. Okay, yeah, speech is turned up all the way. Thought it was, but I want to make sure though. So we could probably bust through the windows. I feel like I want to explore more though, because there might be more lore things, and I like lore things. The movie, the video game. If we're talking about the movie, the video game, then we gotta talk about Street Fighter, the movie, the game. And of course, the natural reaction is I hope they make a movie off of that one. But yeah, like a movie that was made based off of a video game. I'll admit I haven't seen a ton. I've seen some of, but not all of, the Super Mario Brothers movie. I have seen the first Mortal Kombat movie. You know, the original one. I know there are some awful ones. I know there were some, there was an Assassin's Creed one. Well, there some people like the Assassin's Creed one, in all fairness. There was a Prince of Persia one that I heard was not so good. There were a few Blood Rain movies that apparently were absolute garbage, so, I kind of want to start breaking windows and just exploring out and beyond the reaches of what we can see so far. But yeah, there's a bunch. So I would say of the ones I've seen, probably Mortal Kombat. Oh. The original Mortal Kombat, that is. I know the newest one. I've heard mixed things, but, well, online I've heard mixed things, but from people that I know in person, or, well, that I know personally that have seen it, they say good things. So it seems like the general consensus is mostly positive. But what about, like, oh, but what about games made on movies, though? Well, well, one obvious one, of course, is GoldenEye. That's too easy, though. It's a good question, yeah. What, yeah, non-GoldenEye games based off of movies. Also, I feel like I'm going too far. I like going the wrong way first. I'm gonna double back a little bit and explore a little bit more. So I feel like that's going the right way, and I don't like going the right way immediately. I like fucking around the wrong way first. I like to fuck around and find out. Sonic movie, yeah, I've heard the Sonic movie's actually, like, pretty fun. I loved Detective Pikachu. Actually, yeah, Detective Pikachu probably would take the cake as far as, like, movies based on games that I legit, unironically, really enjoyed. Oh, that was already broken. Okay, cool. Let's explore downstairs real quick. There's one area I didn't even dip my toes into. The Blood Rain movie, yeah, exactly. Anything Yulbo, whatever his name is, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Yulbo touches is always gonna turn to garbage. I mean, I'm sure he's capable of making good movies. I just don't really know if he, like, wants to. I don't know. It's like, it's kind of his calling card at this point. Oh, all that for shotgun ammo, which was good. It's a game subtly saying, yeah, the shotgun might be handy in this area, so, you know. Alright, so let's explore up top like we were doing. Thinking for sure there'd be something cool in here, but I see nothing cool. Just a bunch of nerd stuff, man. Mission Impossible. Wait, Mission Impossible games or Mission Impossible movies? Because I've seen a few of the Mission Impossible movies, and I like them. They're pretty good action flicks. There was a Mission Impossible game on the N64 that, as a kid, I liked it, but I played it not, well, I guess about 10 or so years ago, and was not terribly surprised to find that the game had not aged particularly well. It's not horrible, but it's not great. I wouldn't even really say that it's good necessarily. Had some cool ideas though. There was, yeah, there was a Ratchet & Clank movie, wasn't there? And it's apparently, like, pretty good. I've never played any of the games. Mostly just because I never really had any Sony consoles growing up. But I always wanted to, because these games look so cool. They still do. I think they still look incredible. They look a lot of fun. The one on the N64? Yeah, that's the one I played as well, yeah. It was a really hard game, and I remember my brother and I and a few of his friends, we would like take turns trying to figure out how to solve the various levels, so it was a nice challenge. Okay, that was gonna explode like that, but there it is. Red stapler. Swing line red stapler. I don't know why I'm trying to break it. Milton, don't tell Milton, he'll be very mad.
No one is being allowed into the area except for
That disappeared before I could read all of it, but something. I saw there was a dead body. Always good. Something about roadblocks being set up. Uva bowl. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a bad game. I don't know if I would say it's a good game. And again, I can appreciate it had some interesting ideas about, like, you know, spy movie espionage stuff. It was a good. I mean, GoldenEye is much more of an action game than it is a sneaky, you know, super stealthy spy game. Mission Impossible is much more of like a, you know, sneaking around kind of deal.
Diego Rodriguez coming to us live from the police blockade downtown. Today's crisis at
I think he's dead.
comes on the heels of a report that one of its vice presidents was kidnapped at gunpoint this morning on his way to work. Police are refusing to speculate as to whether the events are connected.
So I can appreciate, you know, what they were going for there. Maybe that'd be a cool thing to stream. I don't know if I would stream a full playthrough, but just kind of like revisit it a little bit, just to see how it feels now. There was the Doom movie. Yeah, I've never actually seen the Doom movie. I heard it was like all right. I don't really know anybody that liked it necessarily. I'm nobody that hated it, but no one that like really liked it very much. Apparently, it just kind of felt kind of phoned in, but it had some like cool moments. Like there's apparently a part in the movie where they switched like a first person like shooty pooty absolutely section, which is kind of cool. So like there were apparently some cool moments, some cool things. I bet we go up there. I'm gonna see if there's anything else to explore out here, but I think we've seen all that there is to see. A lot of empty offices, mostly empty offices, and fancy corner offices too. Shoutouts to actual cubicles and not, you know, open office, agile, like open air office areas. You know, having some cube walls can be helpful. I think a little bit of privacy goes a long way with just you know, feeling like you can, you know, focus. I'm grateful that at my current employer, at least, that they never went like the complete open office area. But my previous employer before my current one, yeah, they like switched to like the open air. You know, no walls at all, and it was a little bit weird. Not everyone liked it. In fact, very few people liked it. There's a newer one? Oh, I didn't know there was a newer one. I'm thinking about the one with The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. A lot of blood, a lot of strawberry jam. This is gonna break underneath me, won't it? Yep. Oh, it's fine. Another friend. Had a penetrator. That means he's pretty cool. He was a penetrating man. Oh my. Jesus, I legit thought that was the little girl, and I was like, am I gonna have to fucking murder a small child again? Yeah, the way that he was so small looking, and he was so fast, I was like, oh Jesus. Dude, more like dumb. Dude, Corey, I'm gonna ask that you give us a warning before you just straight up murder an entire movie in the chat. You know, give us a warning before you just straight up suplex an entire multi-million-dollar motion picture film for theaters. Because, you know, like a little bit of a warning would help. Because, you know, I'm an old man now. I'm 32. I've got a weak heart. You know that if you suplex something too hard, it might just make my dick explode. So, you know, I might just ask we be careful here. Oh yeah, sounds good, F.E.A.R. Thanks for hanging out with us, friend. Thanks for hanging out and for joining in on this game's nice and spooky times. And thank you for the recommendations, by the way. I know we were talking about Bioshock and Borderlands. Lots of cool games. I love talking games. Something I'm always down for. Literally always. Anybody in the chat, you can like message me, like call me at 5 a.m. on my personal cell phone device. Be like, Alex, what do you think about Bomberman 64: The Second Attack? Like, you know, how do you really feel it carries the story from the original game. You know, really go in depth. Really tell me about it. And I'll yawn. You know, I'll be a little sleepy, but I'll be like, anyway, let me tell you all about this. Let me bend your ear for far longer than any of us wanted to. Far longer than anybody would want to. I already have full health. And full health packs. No, I think this person might be dead. They look very dead. Talking about games? In a Twitch channel? In a Twitch stream? Yeah, what's your number? Everyone knows my number. It's the same as my social security number. It's just the number 69 over and over and over again. You just dial 69 on your phone until you start hearing a voice, and I will be that voice. Just keep pressing the number just over and over again. Talking game about games, that's right. Didn't have any demons. Ah, that is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've heard it was not particularly relevant to the source material. It, like, you know, bad guys get or shoot. That's, I guess, how it's relevant. You know, bad guys are shoot. That's about it.
My name is Norton Mapes. I'm an engineer.
Shit, it's a civilian.
An actual person. Oh my. He's that face is a little bit uncanny, but all right. He seems harmless enough. Norton Mapes. The best new movies Event Horizon. So I've heard that's a really good movie. I've never actually seen all of it, admittedly. Give him a little comm link.
Who are you people?
The good guys. Are you alright?
Oh, sure. I'm having a hell of a time.
You said you're an engineer? Can you help me get into the network?
What am I, an IS lackey? Tell you what, you disable the local security system, and I'll see what I can do about the server.
I can disable it remotely once I'm logged in.
No, you can't. It's on a separate network.
Are you gonna let me in by the hairs of my chinny chin chin?
Back that way.
Why do you want us to bring down the security system anyway?
Never mind why. You want my help, that's the price.
I'm sorry. Oh, bag of chips.
I'll just
I was like, is that a bag of blood? What the fuck? No, it's a bag of chips. And I think I've heard about this gentleman. I've heard about this gentleman, and he's got a very unique belt. I promise I'm not looking at his dick. He's got a very unique belt buckle. Apparently, it's an acronym for read the fucking manual.
Bye now.
So, like, stereotypical IT guy eating his cheesy poos. I don't know if I want to eat any kind of snack food that has poos in the title. I guess South Park had cheesy poofs already. Movie nights. To be honest, I like movies, but I don't love movies enough to like really organize time around them. So I will confess I'm probably not a good source for like movie night stuff because I don't know if I would attend them, honestly. I feel a little bad saying that, but it is true. It's like when it comes to free time, I dedicate a lot of time to music, internet, you know, video games, streaming. Like I kind of segment stuff out, but I really don't have time for movies, unfortunately. So I enjoy them and I enjoy watching them, you know, with Grace or with friends, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's more of a like, you know, as it comes up thing versus like organizing it ahead of time. Could I shoot him? I probably could. I'm not gonna try. I guess I could save right beforehand, but yeah, I'm guessing the game wouldn't forbid it. But it probably wouldn't be in our best interest, necessarily. Based on cheesy poofs, that's what I'm thinking too. I think that was what they were going for. I mean, you think about 2005, right? That would have been near the height of South Park popularity, so I would say it's not unthinkable. What is a dark-ass hallway? Dark-ass hallway. Alright, so I think the lad has been here, and I guess he's been subsisting entirely off of a steady diet of cheesy poos and soda from the vending machines. Man, like, I like snack food as much as the next person. It's easy to dunk on the guy, be like, oh, you know, he's like, you know, some pimply-faced nerd who only eats cheesy poos and soda. But I'm just thinking about like, man, imagine only eating that for like a few days. It's like, oh man, I would be so lethargic. This sounds miserable. Like I like snack food as much as the next guy, but Oh man, I would be a sleepy, useless mess. More so than I am normally, honestly.
This is Bravo 12. We're in position. Copy, Bravo 12. Check in at 10-minute intervals. Will do. Bravo 12 out.
That's one down. Oh. Unsurprisingly, he found me. Sometimes they take one shot, other times they take multiple headshots to the face. I like hearing them swear in slow-mo voices. Shortly before getting pelted to a wall with a metal spike. So there's that one dark hallway to explore. Haven't heard any more chatter, radio chatter, so I think we're in the clear. Oh. Did I see a subtitle for something? I thought I saw something react to my flashlight for a second there. Maybe I'm making shit up. Also, I'm gonna go explore that one dark hallway real quick, just to make sure I didn't miss something. So I feel like I'm going the right way, which is good, but it's also not good. I like going the wrong way first. Oh, also,
You
lore.
have one new message. First message from
Ian Hives. Norton, it's Ian Hives. Look,
Mr. Norton's desk.
Alice Wade stopped by my office this morning. I feel a little awkward saying this, but,
Oh
well,
no.
I really need you to tone down the innuendo around her. It's not that I personally give a rat's ass, but the last thing we need right now is a sexual harassment case drawing unwanted attention to this task force. It's supposed to be a secret after all, okay? Thanks, Norton.
end of messages.
Call Mel. I have a teammate named Mel. TPS memo. Tchotchkes. American Cowboy, yeah. Mostly empty whiteboard. And so many soda cans and cheesy poos. Bags scattered around. Also, more Longo and some other kind of magazine. I don't know. It's always kind of fun seeing. Oh wait, there were other calendars that like September. This one's or August, but this one's got November. It's always kind of fun seeing what kinds of flavor, like world building stuff they throw in for offices and like just otherwise mundane areas, but like what kinds of things they do to make them extra special. Like this was a dead end. Okay, so I had a feeling it probably was. But apparently this guy's like kind of a creep. Again, stereotypical, you know, nerd who's socially inept, etc., etc. The mid-2000s, that's just how it went. So, there was lots of... Oh, is he alive? No, you're dead, I think. Yeah, you're very dead, okay. The way he's sitting up, I wasn't too sure. See, I thought I saw, like, a subtitle of a bad guy reacting to my flashlight out here, but I guess not. Very much offline. I'm feeling I'm about to see more of those little ninja friends. Whoa. Well, here's their security office. Suddenly need to shut down the security system. Does that mean kill the guards? Or is there like an actual automated system with like cameras or something? I guess I'll have to find out. No, you fucking don't. Shot his entire head off. Shot him in the booty hole. Very good. That was very satisfying to just go running and gunning like that. I feel like there's not a ton of times when I do that in this game. I feel like I tend to play very careful. But that is kind of fun to just go balling out of control like that. Strip just remove that man's head. Hey, what's up, Matt? Good to see you, bud. Couldn't get it working on good old game. That's kind of unfortunate. I'm playing it on Steam, and it plays just fine out of the... Well, it functions normally, as you would expect, out of the box. But I did have to find some fan patches to allow for higher resolutions above a certain point, as well as a frame rate fix, because it was locked at 30 FPS. Out of the box, at least on Steam. I'm playing the Steam edition right now. So I had to find some fan patches to basically make it run, allow it to run a little bit nicer on Windows 10. And again, you know, fix some settings issues, or allow more settings options, that is. But yeah, I've had zero problems getting it to, like, you know, function okay. So in that sense, it's been pretty good for me. Sorry to the good old games version is kind of strange for you though. I would say usually, generally speaking, a lot of times, whoops. Right for my shotgun. I was trying to pick up the grenades. Oh, nice. Oh, very good. I guess I'm maxed out on grenades. Oh, it looks like I am. Yeah, I am flush on grenades. I guess I'm maxed on shotgun ammo. I am maxed on shotgun ammo. Wow. Never thought I'd see the day. Yeah, I would say generally speaking, a lot of times if there's a game that's on Steam and a game that's and that same game is for sale in Good Old Games, generally speaking, the Good Old Games version will run smoother or will have less problems. So I'm surprised that Good Old Games version of this game doesn't work so well. Also, Yale, thank you for being here, friend. Yeah, just friggin' breaking various body parts. Steam wants a fortune for... Oh, is it really? Oh man, that's shitty. It's super expensive. I got this game years ago on sale. I think I got the bundle of all 3 games and its expansions, like, bundled together. So like buying them all together made it a lot cheaper. But yeah, I haven't seen what it is nowadays. I was assuming there'd be like a switch somewhere in there to disable the security system. Oh, this is how I got here, yeah. Always something else I'm missing. Let's see, I have to disable the security system. I go up here. Yeah, because that's how we first saw that whole deal. I bet I just missed something. I bet there's probably a button somewhere. Or maybe I have to break something. Something gonna be fairly obvious. Yeah, it was right through here. Oh, here we go. Just completely walked past it.
That should do it. Mr. Mapes.
There he goes.
Copy. Mr. Mapes.
What was he doing?
Where is that idiot?
Was he just spanking his ass at us?
We'll just have to do this the hard way.
Was he
Okay,
saying like,
find that
fuck you,
server
I'm out of
and
here,
report.
later nerds? Well, I guess I'll have to find his ass. His very copious ass. Tech support can... Really? That's unfortunate, yeah. Yeah, because I would say, yeah, usually Good Old Games is pretty good about that kind of stuff, so that's really a shame that they were having troubles too. I wonder if it's a problem that a lot of people are having. Like if it's, you know, if it's a problem with their particular install. Or if you would have the same problem on the Steam version too. Because sometimes they're the same. They're usually pretty... Yeah, I would say they're usually pretty reliable. But yeah, that is unfortunate. I would imagine the way that we need to go is probably this way, with the elevators. Oh, never mind. The elevators are offline. Before I go that way, there was a few other closed doors. I think are all those gates open now, I wonder? Like this one up here? Yeah, this gate's open now. Where it was previously closed. Oh, well, that one's still busted though. Okay. Dramatic sounding noises, by the way. Have I been in here already? I think I... Maybe I haven't. Uh-oh. That was a scuffed throw. If nothing else, I intimidated them, which is much more important. That's so satisfying. Oh my god. Are they dead? Still waiting for the smoke to clear, the dust to clear. It's like Dragon Ball Z all over again. I think we're good. Didn't bother refunding. Only $2. That's pretty good though. Yeah, that's fairly cheap. Hopefully there would be a way to get it running though, because yeah, I mean, That is frustrating. But I'm thinking maybe if there were fan patches that are available, like the ones that I found, hopefully that would maybe get you at least a little bit closer. Because this is a really good game. That one closet, yeah. Do you like, yeah, that nade just bounced up here and then I think it landed in that closet. I don't think there are any bad guys in there, but if there are, or were rather, then they are dead AF. Thank you, Yell. That first grenade, yeah, was a little bit scuffed. But that second one I feel really good about. That, like, throwing it and then shooting it in slow motion. Oh, holy shit. There's a sexual feeling right there. It's a very, very fun thing to pull off. I know grenades do explode on bad guys if they physically touch them. Looks like that got exploded. Very good. I'm sure I had nothing to do with that, despite flinging grenades left and right. Completely innocent. Dragon Age Inquisition. Oh, nice. Yeah. Slogging through it. Yeah, I've heard Inquisition's really freaking good. I know Dragon Age 1 is regarded as like an incredible game, and that 2 is not everyone's favorite, but apparently Inquisition is like super good. There's no bad guys here. It's fine. Oh, there's a lot of lads. I couldn't really see what I was doing, but I think we got something. I think we're down to 1, I think. There we go, yeah. I was like, don't fire till you see the whites in their eyes. I was like, all right, let's do this thing. Very good. Gunplay is just so satisfying in this game. Has a lot of filler though. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me terribly. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things, but yeah, I know that there are criticisms when you compare like all 3 games in the series. Streamlining of 2 is a little bit more oh, you're saying 2 is more streamlined? I gotcha. There's some filler though, yeah. Can't get my brain to go, yeah, like when it comes like I'm guessing like optional oh, I guess we blew that up. Like optional side quests, that kind of thing. So yeah, I would imagine there's probably some of that as well. Does anybody know if it's worth going back to...
Alright, it's uploading.
There we go, that works.
Looks like the Icarus program got shut
Let's wait
down
for a second.
in favor of something called Perseus, which from what I can tell is funded by DOD. I'm guessing that's where Fettel and his soldiers came from.
Side quests and busy work, yeah, for sure. Does anybody know if it's worth it to go back and explore the previous areas we were in? Because there were a lot of gates that were closed. Obviously, that one's, you know, hard closed. But there were several others that were not. Oh, I'm sorry, what am I trying to say?
This is Jin. We're on the roof, heading inside.
Copy. Proceed to rendezvous.
Several areas that looked closed off. And, like, you know, by gates that were like, offline. And it makes me wonder if it's worth going back to explore. But it's also like, well... It would maybe mean more health power-ups, so I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. So I like to explore in this game, but I also don't want to, like, drag on for too long. Although, wait, I was here previously. Hence these lads being dead. Yeah, here's where he dropped in previously. Maybe that answers my question then. Maybe there aren't a ton of other places to explore. Because, yeah, this is open now. That's obviously the correct way to go. Yeah, so maybe that answers my question then. Maybe that we've seen pretty much all there is to see. Okay, let's go for that one server-looking room. Interesting when the dead body's just kind of chill. He's just chilling. He's not doubled over in pain. He's just vibing. Like I should have the shotgun out just in case we get more of those invisible friends. Decide to get fresh with us. This game's kind of linear though, yeah. I mean, which is not a bad thing, I don't think, but yeah, I would say, yeah, there's probably just a bit of linearity going on here.
Okay, I'm showing that the network has been rebooted. Good job. It'll take a minute for the system to come back online.
For a while, I think there was there was this notion in the, I want to say the mid to late, oh boy, 2000s, where people thought that linear meant bad. And I think most people now realize that that's not the case, that, you know, there can be good gaming experiences that are linear. It's not necessarily a, you know, a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Like, you know, there are good linear games, there are good open-world games. There are bad of both. So, oh shit! How'd you get in there? Sorry, I pressed my slow-mo button, but I was out of slow-mo. So yeah, I think this is a good example of, like, yeah, it's kind of linear, but I don't mind it. I think this works really well because it's a little bit more focused. Split the party, Mr. JD? Oh, buddy. In, like, a way that was determined or out of, like, necessity? Like, because the party got split up by, like a cave wall collapsing or something like that? Or it's like, oh yeah, we're making a conscious choice to willingly split up. Because splitting the party can be dangerous. Titanfall 2, yeah, seems like a lot of really good action-y FPSs
That Mapes guy was right about
can do
security
linear really
on a
well.
separate network. I can monitor the camera feed, but I don't have any direct access to the system.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Titanfall 2 in particular. I understand 1 was good, but apparently 2 is, like, incredible. So I've heard some friends say it's like one of their favorite shooters ever. Not like modern shooters, just like one of their favorite shooters ever, like of all time. So it's apparently super heckin' good. It will not surprise you, dear viewer, to know that I've yet to play the game myself. But yeah, heard lots of good things. An underbarrel shotgun. Yeah, there you go, Corey. Corey, that reminds me of our Payday 2 days of primary Moscani shotgun and then secondary smaller shotgun. So yeah, that's how you do it, baby. Just duct tape one shotgun to the other and you're good. No campaign. Yeah, it was more multiplayer. But yeah, Titanfall 2. Yeah, apparently the single player is super dope, but apparently the multiplayer is also incredible. Shocking nobody. So this man looks like an officer manager type. You know, an office person type at least. Not a guard at all. So another civilian. A stray cat. Oh, that's sweet, Arctic. That sounds nice. Yeah, there've been a few times where I'd like find just a mystery cat outside and just be like, well, I can't take you home with me because I'm very allergic, but I can at least give you snuggles and then wash my hands when I get home. Making friends with animal friends. The paydays, right? That's right. The paydays. Optimus Spring. Yeah, exactly. Not fairly. Yeah, it sounds awesome, Dave. It really does. Yeah, in fact, about a week or so ago, I was out walking Dexter. Grace was over here, and I was out walking Dexter, and she was on the phone. And so I went to take Dexter outside, and when we're out there, we there's a little mystery cat, just a little black cat that I'd never seen before, just walking around outside, just cool as a cucumber, like he owned the place, just very chill, and he was very sweet and very snuggly. Came right, like I was like, oh, kitty cat, and he walked right up and wanted cuddles, so it was very sweet. And then, you know, and then Grace came outside at one point because she saw the kitty cat. She was like, oh, is this a new friend? So we got to visit with our little cat friend for a while, and then I went back inside, and the cat was like just chilling by my back door, just sitting, just very politely, making, not yowling, but just being like, just making little noises. So he sat there for like 15 minutes. I was like, oh, the heartstrings, man. It's tugging at the heartstrings. But eventually kind of wandered off. And then a day later, I was talking with one of my neighbors, just making casual conversation. She was like, oh, by the way, yeah, did you see that little nice little kitty cat here? I was like, yeah, the little black cat friend. And she was like, yeah, so turns out that belongs to one of the neighbors from the building across from mine. The cat had gotten out without them wanting to necessarily. So they were able to re-secure the cat. They got it back to the owner. So everyone's happy. Nice happy ending. So cat got back to their family. So all is well. So I got to snuggle with the kitty cat. Got some exercise. And cat got home to their family. So everybody wins. Oh, you got pictures, Arctic? Excellent. Excellent, dude. Apex and Titans. Oh, Apex is a Titanfall spinoff. No, I didn't know that. I know it's the same devs, but I didn't know it was like the same universe. Shotgun on your shotgun. You're goddamn right, son. Turn on your gears. Oh, interesting. Okay. Shambling mounds. Oh god, yeah, that sounds stressful. It sounds engaging, but it sounds stressful, JD. Holy shit. Sounds like shit's getting weird, and hopefully it will end well. I mean, it sounds like it's getting entertaining though, for sure. Borderlands. Oh, Borderlands has a shotgun that shoots shotguns. See, that's the kind of shit that makes me interested in Borderlands. Just this over-the-top silly crap like that I could really get down to, I think. Seems like a good area for bad guys to pop up. Oh my.
You've seen her, haven't you? She is the original.
I just picked up Fettel's transmitter somewhere ahead of you. Be careful.
You don't say.
I was made from her, and I was born from her. We are separate, but we are one.
Interesting that they mentioned that F.E.A.R was a child when he was experimented upon, and that apparently it did not go well. Also, there's a lot of health that they're giving me, just a lot of health packs. I feel like there's some shit that's gonna go down not too far from here. Dramatic music, bad guy making several appearances and visions in our heads. Lots of health packs, no ammo or armor, but lots of health. Lots of health, which is, you know, a thing. Also, when I think of shotguns launching shotguns, there's that one Noita spell we got from those mods where the spell throws shotguns around and the shotguns fire indiscriminately. And they can damage you too, but it's a shotgun launcher, which is pretty sweet. Oh, that was a well done trick. It's like I saw the shadows. I was like, he's over here. That was well sneakified. Using the guise of a construction zone to make things kind of hard to navigate. I like it. Wouldn't sit still long enough though. Yeah, that sounds so sweet. It's definitely a stray. Yeah, it was hesitant, but yeah. But then he was like, wait a second, this is a friend. The friend switch. Yep, I love it, man. That's always nice when it's like, oh yes, I have successfully negotiated animal friendship. Animal diplomacy. Versus on F.E.A.R, yeah. Not F.E.A.R. It's F.E.A.R. Get it right, Alex. Ooh. I legit was not sure if that was an actual bad guy or a vision. Oh my. Is it actually on fire? Or is it a vision of on fireness? So a shadow of a child. It's like if I don't shoot the shadows, the shades, will they like cause damage? It's like I feel like I don't know. Like I need to be careful or extra judicious. Oh my.
She is a prisoner, floating in darkness, like the unborn.
Did I not actually go in there?
Soon I will
Unborn in the
find her,
womb.
and I will set her free.
Shit, I lost him again. Fuck.
You're telling me. So I think I'm in a new area now. Okay, so yeah, this is the door I opened. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I had the vision that it was on fire. Oh, okay. Yes, yeah, so I did make it this far at least. Yeah, here's the glass. Yeah, okay, so that much is correct. Proficiency bonus to animal handling. It's a good skill to have, Arctic. It's a good skill to put several ranks into. Max Payne. I was thinking the same thing, Corey. Yeah. The dream sequences in Max Payne are not my favorite, but not my favorite to play, but I appreciate them thematically for sure. I appreciate them more when I'm watching someone else play them. Because they're kind of hard and kind of annoying and frustrating, but they're just thematically really cool. Yeah, still not sure about F.E.A.R because he seems to have some kind of link with, I guess, us specifically. He hasn't killed us yet, and he could have on a few occasions. He has some kind of link with us and some kind of link with Alma, the little girl, and he seems to be looking for her. And apparently if he finds her, something bad happens. And I don't know what that is, I don't expect anybody to tell me, obviously. You know, we'll find out, hopefully, as we go along. We saw what looked to be an older woman. Like, we've seen lots of visions of Alma, but there was an older woman at one point that we saw very briefly. Maybe it was her mother, because we've had visions of a woman giving birth and indications that it didn't go well in some way. And he mentioned that somebody, presumably Alma, was like unborn in the womb, so to speak. Spooky lights and more skeleton strawberry jam rooms. Lots of ketchup and strawberry jam and marinara sauce on the ceiling too. My god. Jesus. I almost just fucking gadded these dudes. I almost just like turned around and exploded them.
That's great.
A lot of anger, you don't say, lady.
I don't see any bullet holes. There's no brass lying around either. These guys didn't fire a shot.
Then what killed them?
I don't know.
Well, figure it out.
Did that door open on its own? Should we be worried?
Metal's gotta be close.
I'm not even sure where to start.
Alright, Fettle.
Almost complete liquefaction.
Dude, almost complete liquidification.
Maybe a chemical agent?
Liquefaction achieved. Oh, really, Dave? That sounds cool. Would like to be a vet, though. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Arctic. Like, I love animals, of course, like, you know, like a lot of us, of course. But, yeah, I would get kind of squeamish when it comes to... Yeah, just the particulars of what the job can involve, obviously. And, of course, you would deal with, you know, sick and or dying animals, which would get really sad. So it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have the stomach or the emotional fortitude for it. But... Thanks for letting me do this solo. Not like I need backup or anything. I'm guessing when I jump down, it's gonna begin a new level. Whoop. Yep. Very good. They're just planting skeletons. They kill bad guys and then replace their dead bodies with you know, bloody skeletons. What kind of chemical agent summons a skeleton friend and then paints the walls with marinara sauce and strawberry jelly? Sounds delicious, whatever chemical agent it is. Too much vinegar and baking soda. It's so delicious though, man. I can't keep myself away. Mentos and some Diet Coke, yep. Pop Rocks and soda. Dangerous, man. Gotta be careful. Forensic analysis. Oh, that's the lady. Yeah. Still looking for Fettle. We've been looking for him constantly. That continues to be the lore. Looking for this scary man. And his weird, spooky army of clone friends. Interval operating system. Extraction. Oh, it's not OS, it's 5. Interval 5. I thought it was interval OS, and I was like, I don't know what that means, but I'll say it's operating system. That was a noise. A little suspicious. Can I climb that shit? Kinda. And maybe I'm supposed to. Before I go there, let's explore a little bit more. Might be a little bit less impactful, yeah. But injuries, yeah. Like, definitely, like, the emotional thing is one thing, but yeah, then it's like the squeamish, like, yeah, blood and guts part that would make me, like, ugh. So, it would work against me on a number of levels, but you're right. It's like, you know, getting past one is one thing, but getting past the other one, still tricky. Pop Rocks beforehand. Oh, Pop Rocks and Diet Coke and Mentos. Oh, that's just everyone's butt explodes. A hostage, you say? Okay, well, I changed my mind. I think that's the correct way to go. So I'm gonna go the wrong way first, as I'm fond of saying. What's up here? Whoop. It's like that's pretty much a dead end. I'm sure this isn't making any noise as I stomp around the vents. There's bad guys underneath me. They're like, what's that stomping noise? Ka-thong, ka-thong, ka-thong. I'm being stealthy. Check in. Anybody dead in there?
What's your status?
I'm being stealthy, all right? It's fine. We're Stealth Master McGee over here. Oh, he's not dead. That was dead. So much dust. Oh god. I wasn't actually sure if it's like, is he a corpse? I don't think he is. He was so stationary and he was like looking right at me, so I was like, well, maybe he's a friend. Maybe it's fine. Alright, so this is not... I mean, maybe it will eventually lead to bonus things, but for one thing, it's definitely leading to, like, convenient ways to take out bad guys. Okay, so yeah, so let's go and drop down here. Just different ways to access this area, I suppose.
You have one new message.
Let's listen in.
First message from
Harlan Wade. Mike, it's Harlan Wade. Chuck Hamburger seems to think...
Chuck Hamburger. Charlie Hamburger.
...on this Perseus situation. Now, I don't know which one of you shitheels over there is calling the shots, but you'd better stop dicking around fast, because the readings are getting worse by the minute. It's really a simple choice. You can either listen to the expert advice you're being given, or you can brace yourselves for the ass fuck of the future, because it's coming. You mark my words on that.
end of messages.
Can honestly say I've never gotten a work phone call quite to that degree of threatening profanity before. Or even anywhere remotely close, honestly, but it's like, wow. That is a thing. The ass fuck of the century? I mean, of the century? Or, like, I don't remember what the exact wording was, but it's like, it's a bold claim. I bet there's been a lot of that particular kind of fornication over the years, so it's like, that's quite a bold claim. I mean, does this guy really think he's that good at, you know, administering that style of sexual activities? Thinks very highly of himself, apparently. That's correct, yeah. Yeah, I remember Hamburger Man because at the very beginning, he was the guy in the chair, and it was made fairly clear to us that Fettel killed him, that he knew who he was, and that he had targeted him specifically. That Fettel had targeted him specifically. I cut him in half with a shotgun? Damn. Baller. Some gangster shit right there. So... Fettel seems to be targeting people involved with the Perseus project and or Project Icarus. It sounds like Icarus was put on hold in favor of Perseus. I'm guessing that Icarus was the project where Fettel was experimented upon in some way, as a kid, allegedly. And that affected him some way and or gave him powers or something. I don't know. I don't exactly know what the experiments entailed. It sounds like he's now targeting people who were involved with one or both projects. What is the ass fuck of the century? And how spicy or just good of an ass fuck does it need to be to be like century grade? Hard-hitting questions, man. The hard-hitting questions that other streamers are too afraid to ask or too dignified to ask. Oh. Whoa, there's the pulp. Liquidification achieved. Yep. It's fucking gibbed his ass. I was watching another streamer and they used the word jib. Like insta jib. Have I been mispronouncing it all these years, or were they just being silly? Because it gave me a pause and I was too afraid to say anything in the chat, and I was like, what if I'm the dummy? I always thought it was gib. Is this some like, it's pronounced GIF. Graphics image format. Small machine. Oh, really? Arctic, that's cool. That sounds neat. Yeah, I'd be down to check it out. So long as it doesn't contain spoilers, but I'm guessing it probably wouldn't. So, oh, you're right. There's giblets. Oh, you're right. Yeah, exactly. I think about the hard G. Insta-gib. Insta-gib just sounds weird. Just hits the mouth wrong, you know? But yeah, you're right. Giblets. Oh, that would make so much more sense. Yeah. Crap. So technically I have been saying it wrong all these years, but it's the correct wrong way to say it, I guess. So maybe I'm not horrible. Oh god. Long hallway, spooky lights, blood everywhere, dark shadows. Oh, you know. You already know what it is. Surprised we haven't seen more of those little invisible friends, Invisa friends.
You have one new message. First message.
Yeah, it's just what I default to.
Marshall Disler.
It's like 3 letters, short words that begin with the letter G. I just go with a hard G every time, even if it's wrong, I guess.
Try to come up with an explanation, but I figured you'd at least want confirmation. I'll be in touch when I know more.
End of messages.
Interesting. More information's more lore about energy readings and whatnot, so it's all very vague right now. But it's vague on purpose, I have a feeling. Yeah, pillars, blood, dark shadows, long hallways. You know what's going down, man. Back to anal coitus, as we should. It should be a recurring theme. Top tier, yeah. Well, yeah, if it's gonna be of the century, that's a bold claim, and yeah, we have to recognize that, you know, a properly enjoyable ass fuck needs to be... we need to recognize that it's subjective. Wait, so if we're saying it's gonna be the ass fuck of the century, can we talk about how that implies the need then for some kind of rating scale for buttular coitus? That way it can be, it doesn't have to be subjective. That we can have an objective rating scale for how good of a buttular experience it would be. The more intense could be, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we could be getting into different kinks. You know, maybe it doesn't have to be, you know, of the century. Does that imply like energetic, or does it imply pleasureful for both parties? Because you know, obviously it's going to be very pleasurable for one party by default over the other, but you know, I like to think that we can try to find ways to make sure that everyone's having a good time. I would say, yeah, when it comes to, you know, ass fuck of the century, we need to talk about how we're measuring it, and also, whoa, you know, prioritize and normalize, you know, making sure that everyone's having a good time, right? I think, you know, a real top tier lover makes sure that you know, their partner is experiencing a good time alongside their pleasure. That's what I would consider, you know, an ass fuck of the century, when 2 or more parties are, you know, really enjoying themselves. They're personalized. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, I mean that gets incredibly hard to rate objectively. Yeah, one person's ass fuck of the century could be another person's ass fuck of the hour, you know, like just an okay one, or a very unpleasurable one. It's true. Very, very good points all around. I appreciate how strangely intellectual this is getting.
Is anybody there?
Is that the same lad? Or is it a different lad this time?
I'm in the supply closet.
Oh, supply closet.
Finally.
It's a different lad.
Can you do something about these bombs?
All right, another civilian.
Good question. Can I?
Located a hostage. Sounds like he's wired up with explosives. Roger, I'll send somebody to help out. Give him a comm link.
Armed. Here you go, homie.
Hello?
Smooth animations.
You guys special forces or something?
That's right. Just sit tight, Mr.
Dare I ask?
Aldous Bishop.
I see what you did there. Aldous, that's a cool first name.
Okay, buddy. There's some elevators near your position. Secure the area area and escort the team back to Bishop.
All right. I'm feeling we're gonna encounter some resistance along the way. Also, we have not found any ammo for this gun in a minute. I'm tempted to get rid of that gun just because we haven't found any ammo for it, but it's a really good one. I like the scope. It's very nice. Welcome back, Mr. Devil. You came back at a very intellectual and dignified hour. Yeah, it's like, yep, I'm on it, I say as I walk away, and I'm like, I'm getting the fuck away from this guy. About these bombs, he says, while he points at his dick. Yes. Oh, for a second, I was like, is that a live guy? He's like crouched weirdly, but I was a little bit nervous. Right, yes, that way is closed. Okay, so yeah, let's go this way then. I'm guessing this is the elevator that they're talking about. Yeah, it's one of the voicemails. Yep, correct. Sex bombs or sex bomb from Scott Pilgrim. Is this more Longo? No, it's Longshoreman. Old time trapper. Run through the Wrangles, I guess. It's like a rum through. That doesn't make sense. Bombs are dropping as fast as the panties. Hell yeah. So we like to hear. Dictionary. Storage box. Okay, yeah. I like to look for like little flavor, not flavor text, but flavor world building things to see if there's any fun Easter eggs.
Someone's messing with the security system. They may be trying to box you in.
Well, that's not good. I have a feeling things are gonna get weird in this room. All these entryways and things that could close on me at a moment's notice. Uh-oh. Was he not a bad guy? I know I was supposed to rendezvous with people, but he looked like a bad guy. You're definitely bad guys, okay. See, it made me pause that time. You guys don't normally just despawn instantly like that, so I got nervous. I didn't even vaporize him, I just fucking deleted his ass. Just made him not exist anymore. It's a lot of friends. Another grenade. Fuck you. Still not dead, by the way. There he is. That noise. That was a noise. I think they're not all gone, though. 69 armor, by the way. The correct amount of armor. Oh.
Hold your fire. Hey, good to see you again.
Legit thought it was a bad guy, so I was like, oh. Time to murder.
Unfortunately, no. Then I guess we're gonna have to improvise. By yourself?
I wonder if they're gonna like help us kill bad guys, or if they're gonna get like plot killed within seconds, like every other good guy that's sent in to help us. It's like we're cursed because they never last particularly long. What'd you guys do? You did something. Oh, you blew up this wall. I was like, what did you do? Those armor guys, yeah, those armor guys are spicy for sure. Yeah, and I like how difficult they are. I like that.
Show us where that hostage is at?
Hold on, I gotta find stuff. Yeah, that's important. I like that it's a difficulty spike and that it's really challenging. So I don't mind the spikes. I like that it's a challenge because yeah, most of the bad guys are not too bad to deal with. Okay, we can just kind of push them around a little bit, like.
Man, I should have called in sick today.
That's a fucking mood. It's like, yeah, paranormal magic murder dudes. Oh,
You the bomb expert? That's right.
No, man, I'm gonna
Don't worry, you'll be
call in on
fine.
PTO on
Just
paranormal
get this shit
paranormal
off
night.
me. Please. Whoever rigged this is definitely a pro. Is that supposed
I'm
to
worried
make me
he's gonna
feel
die
better?
because he's like on point.
Maybe a pro. But
I'm worried he's the canary in the coal mine.
A fire alarm.
It was triggered at a security office on that floor. You'll need to shut it off to get the elevators back online.
Of course.
Better go check it out.
David Scully, Johnson from which game exactly?
The elevator's back online, man. Mr. Bishop, do you have any idea why you were taken hostage?
They were asking about Harlan Wade. Me and his daughter Alice are on the same task force.
What kind of task force?
We're working on a study on the Auburn district over the past 25 years. Nobody told us what it's for.
Where's his daughter now?
Her office is in the executive building, on the 6th floor.
Maybe that's where we're going. Eventually. We need to get the elevators online first, though. TPS reports. Man, that's like... This is 2005, so by that point, Office Space would have been out for at least a few years, so... It's a little on the nose, but yeah, I'll allow it. It's not that shocking that there'd be like very overt Office Space references. I guess that's kind of considered kitschy by today's standards, like, oh, TPS reports for her. But at the time, I like to think it was fresh enough. Funky fresh, even. Ooh, speaking of things that are funky, more health for Alex. And armor for Alex, and shotguns for... Oh, okay, I guess I can't pick up shotgun. I have full shotgun juice. Halo guy? The, trying to think who Johnson would be. Not Master Chief, but a different Halo guy, I guess. Oh, is it the dude, like the commander dude? Yeah, the sergeant dude, yeah, that guy. Yeah. The perpetually stereotypical, like, angry sergeant guy. Yeah. I'll have to listen closer next time. Voicemails.
One new message.
Yeah, that dude's pretty cool, honestly. I do like him in the games.
Alice Wade.
Oh,
Hey,
Alice,
Alden,
yes.
It's Alice Wade. I put some photocopies
This is
in your
Aldous'
mail
office.
basket. It's a
The
bunch of
guy
news
we just got.
articles I dug up about Auburn from the last 25 years. There's a surprising amount of corroboration of the physical symptoms that old woman told us about. Seems a lot of people over the years reported feeling uncomfortable or nauseated after spending any amount of time there. But if it was
But
some
from
kind of
Auburn, that
chemical
is.
or radiological contamination, why didn't the city find anything in the soil or the groundwater? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh well, I'll talk to you soon. End of message.
So Auburn is it's like a place, not like a city or a town or something like that. Not like a business, I guess. Or a company. Interesting. And I've been here before. Yeah, we fought the bad guys out here previously. Well, this looks encouraging. Oh my. Lots of blood. Of course there is. And spooky noises, though. So I will keep that door open. Oh. I wonder who is here. Fucking up the fire alarms. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Jesus.
Great. The elevators are working again. But now the
That was
security
awesome.
control's shutting. You're gonna have to
I
find
thought she was
another
just
way
gonna be
to the
standing there. I didn't think she was gonna,
Holiday,
like,
can you guys escort Mr.
come
Bishop?
for me like that, man, dude. So she knows who we are, allegedly. So we have some kind of link with all these characters, all the players, all the actors on stage right now. The extended, like, yeah, for like the non-Spartans at least, yeah. but even in the extended lore, there's some cool stuff with him. Because all I really know is, well, of course, the only game I know really is Halo 1. And he's cool in that game, but yeah, if there's even more cool shit that he does. I'm glad that they've fleshed him out more. Oh. That elevator shake. Oh, God. The elevator's a little bit busted.
Betters, I'm pretty much done here.
Any theories?
I'm gonna need to do some lab work.
I know she said betters. I thought she said butters, and I got very excited.
Maybe a while before we can get a ride out of there for you.
Understood.
Hello? Maybe I need to explore up top, maybe. Like this elevator's about to, like, collapse or something. Aha. Legendary co-op series. I do have the Master Chief Collection. I did pick it up during the most recent Steam sale. So yeah, I would be down, Arctic. That would be a lot of fun. How many? Do you know how many people you can do the co-op with for the Master Chief Collection? I know the original games it was just, you know, 2-player co-op. Like I just fell on that guy's face. Before I commit to going that way. Oh, never mind. That's the only way. 1 and 2. Oh, up to 4 in the others. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. That's something I'd definitely be down for. Why is there a dead body pile? Why was this necessary? There's a lot of questions, and I don't know if I want them answered. Huh. Yeah, I'd absolutely be down for that, Arctic. Sounds like we have some homework. We need to do Serious Sam. We need to do I Divine Cybermancy with Dave. Or Corey, if Corey's down. I know Corey was the one who introduced me to I Divine Cybermancy. As that game is a freaking trip. Is it a good trip? It's a trip. It's a fun game, but yeah, it's not for everybody though. But it is a lot of fun. Yes, Serious Sam, I Divine Cybermancy, Halo Master Chief Collection. So many games. Just a little time.
Data's uploading.
I feel like I've probably missed some lore. By the way.
This confirms the point of Perseus was to train telepathic commanders to work with clone soldiers.
Okay, that tracks with Perseus. Fettel was the only commander.
Thing is, they refer to him as the second prototype.
Oh, interesting. It's very good. It's good. I mean, I love it, but I understand why others do not like it. It's a very divisive game. A bit difficult and legendary. Yeah. I mean, I would want to do co-op. I don't know. I think for Halo 1, I like to think I'm competent enough at that game. I could do legendary co-op. Since I've never played Halo 2 campaign, it might kick the shit out of me, but it would be an enjoyable shit-kicking experience. Exactly, Dan. Yeah, like people like yourself and Dan, or well, you and Dan, yourself and Corey, and I think Arctic, who's in the chat. I think we would like the game for sure, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody because it's not everyone's cup of tea. Also, looks like we're doing some outdoor sneaky times. Shooting down gunships. Yeah, to farm levels. Fond memories, Corey. No, I love that game, and it was a lot of fun playing it with you. I appreciate you introducing me to that game because that was a very enjoyable experience, and like, you know, playing through the game and trying to detangle the lore and the weird translation of the game to understand what the game is trying to tell you, and the cycles of well, I don't want to say it just because it's a bit of a spoiler, but yeah, the way you loop through a particular part of the game story. Yeah. Oh, whoop. It was not a spooky man, that was a regular man. So 1-shot, 1-kill. Seems like if they're not expecting you, you can get a 1-shot pretty easily. But the second they're alerted to your presence, they get alert armor. They get smart with their brains. I think I just shot the corpse a bunch. Ooh. I mean, I would make a noise like that, honestly, if I got pelted with metal spikes. Bullshit! Ultra failed attack. Lethal wounds, man. Yeah. Are your now Dan? Are your legs okay? Could you run maintenance and check to see your status of your legs? Oh, there is, Dan? Now, I'd be curious about that. I don't know if I would want to stream myself looking through all the lore, because there's a lot to read through. But yeah, a fan patch translation sounds wonderful, honestly. And on ModDB, yeah, that... Because, I mean, I love the game, and I love how ridiculous the translation is out of the box, at least. But I do kind of like the idea of being able to actually make sense of the text a little bit easier. Oops. Grenade out. Oh! Found a friend. Do I not have grenades? I don't think I have any grenades. I have no grenades. For the first time ever. I wanted to get close so I can shoot that thing. Too late, homie. Three spikies. Jesus. Brutal. I love it. As long as you gain brozoofs. It's important. So many rooms just, yeah, still like... Still ring true. Because, yeah, that's one thing about this game is that I've heard that the level design and, like... the way the rooms look and feel is something that people revere highly for this game. Obviously, the enemy AI is often praised, but yeah, I understand that there's a lot of areas in this game that people remember very fondly. For good reason. It's because it's incredible, honestly. Even though, like, a lot of this game, I guess, out at first glance, looks kind of samey, you know, lots of office buildings, lots of grays and browns, and, you know, not a whole lot that stands out necessarily. But yeah, I would say, like, the architecture is pretty on point. The way that it's kind of... It's all built together. Oh, full armor. Wow, that never happens. Doesn't make much sense either in French, though, yeah. It wouldn't shock me. A really cool multiplayer map? Nice. That sounds nice, yeah. So somehow... Whoop. There we go. That was sexually gratifying. I know I make that joke a lot, but... Man, that was awesome. Jesus, this fucking game rocks. And it's like, you know, bing bing wahoo explosions, which is cool, but it's also like spooky. This game does it all, man. Places where the fan patch explains the... Oh, really? Yeah. That's good. That sounds really nice, Dan, because, yeah, that sounds great. Better chance of understanding it, because, yeah, I think... Because I remember Corey and I, we did get to the proper ending in the game, but the fan patch was so derpy, I don't think I really understood it. Corey had to, like, he didn't like, you know, say what it was, but like he hinted, he fed me some hints, so I was like, okay, I think I figured it out now. But like, yeah, even when you get to the end, it's like still kind of wonky. Never did multiplayer. Yeah, I've heard this game's multiplayer is pretty good. Obviously, I've never played it myself, but yeah, I've heard it was like pretty sweet. I would imagine servers are probably no longer, well, official servers are no longer up, but I would like to think that there might still be ways to do it. Maybe there's some fan servers keeping it alive. Made it free. Oh, that's good, Arctic. Yeah. So there's like a free-to-play thing for a bit. Do you know if it's still available? It's like, help. He turned my head into a pincushion. Do a sick cartwheel. Nice. There's at least one more. This penetrator, man. Penetrator gets shit done. Penetration station. It's a spooky musical sting, but I think I missed whatever I was supposed to see. Necromunda? Really, Dan? I've never heard of this one. But if it's the F.E.A.R dev, oh, I'm sorry, not the F.E.A.R devs, the I devs, I'm interested. You know, I think I did hear about Necromunda. The name doesn't ring a bell, but I think I heard somebody say that, yeah, the I devs were working on something. ...2012. Oh, GameSpy, right. But there are, okay, but there are fan servers, though. That's good. That's usually how it goes. Like, the official servers go away, but the fan projects keep the party going. Also, that would explode if I would have shot that. Oh, look at all these other explosive things I could have played with. Oh, well, that's okay.
Fire and Rescue's giving up on Jankowski. I'm hoping it has banged his head really hard and he's wandering around the harbor with amnesia.
It sounds such an innocent theory of what happened to this lad. It's a Warhammer. Oh, Warhammer game. Very good. Dystopian punk style. That sounds kind of I-ish, so I would say that's more or less in their wheelhouse. Oh, press wrong button. I heard check it out. Too far away. Probably should explode that a little bit prematurely. But exploding prematurely is something that happens to every man from time to time. Part of learning. See, 2 corpses, maybe a third? There were at least 3 lads. Yep, I think that's it. Smooth operation. Smooth anti-bad guy deploying operation. Kind of fucked up the rollout of the free-to-play version of it, the variant of it rather. Oh. Excuse me? Oh, maybe up top. Oh, hello. I like where they did the thing that some FPSs do, where like when you kill the bad guys, they still like they'll like kind of blindly fire their gun a couple times just as a reflex. They just gave away free. Oh, really? But then would just stop. Ah, that's a shame. I mean, hopefully there are people that have figured it out now. I mean, I guess if the official servers are down, that means there's probably no checks for, hopefully no checks for valid CD keys. But yeah, that is kind of a weird way of doing it versus just saying like, yeah, man, here it is. You can just play it versus trying to like clamp down how many keys go out. Seems special. When it looks to be special. Oh my. Interesting musical stings. Go back down if we wanted to. This door seems important. I'll come back there in a second. Oh, I tried to shoot their grenade. So that grenade do it. I'm gonna let that go its course. Do its thing. He's just covering his head. Not a bad strat, honestly. He was just like, eh. I would probably do the same, honestly, if I just saw a grenade land in front of me and I knew I was gonna die. I'd be like, scared. Oh, one more friend. Oh, you are dead. Okay, I was like, I don't think he's dead. Whenever I see those helmets with the armor bundles in the, like, off to the side, I always think it's like a dude crouched underneath something. So I go into murder gamer mode. Not murder other gamers, but, you know, a gamer who murders. There was that upstairs area that looked really fancy. Maybe that's where it's gonna lead us. Definitely don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss a thing. Ooh, actually, yeah, that's the area I was thinking of. That one over there. Lots of shotguns. Sense anger in this room when there's so many corpses and so much blood and skeletons and just all kinds of shenanigans. A little bit of unpleasantness, maybe. Proximity mines and health. Little secret lad. I like secret lads. More reflexes for Alex. Very good. I lay on that actually, well, I don't know how forgiving fall damage in this is in this game, but I don't think we've really had much of any. Okay, so it's pretty chill. So I think this is the correct way to go then. This seems like a good place for bad guys to spawn.
We're on the roof. Good. How you holding up, Mr. Bishop?
Looking forward to getting the hell out of here.
Bet you are.
You can hear the wood getting strained as the plywood getting strained as you walk across it. Always a nice reassuring feeling. What's going on here? I've got it boarded up for some reason. It's a broken bridge, I suppose. No going back now. Oh, it's the end of level. That's why. So we did liberate Aldous, the only like living dude. Well, there was also the large lad that we found, who got the fuck out of Dodge after he said he would help us. Colleague of Waite's daughter. Targeted by replica forces. Okay. So getting Bishop out of there. So I guess we're the technical officer then. Hey, you lived excellent, JD. Yeah. Yeah, it sounded kind of spooky there. It sounded kind of spooky the way you described it, but I'm glad everything lived. Things are going pretty well here. We just got, I mean, that level that we just completed was really cool. Indications many, employees of this corporation were executed. Still have yet to find the big scary guy, but we're about to rescue a civilian that we found. And I'm sure nothing bad will happen to them. Nothing at all. Only good things happen to civilians in this game. They definitely don't get exploded or melted by a scary anime girl who has fire powers. I legit don't know if these are good guys or bad guys. I think they're bad guys. Let's find out.
I've got a visual on the chopper.
Are you bad guys or I really can't tell. I think they are. I'm afraid of. They look bad guys. I'm gonna take a chance here. I think my gamer senses rang true here. There goes his head. Hold on, there's so much red mist. Can't see shit, Captain.
Take cover.
You prepare for grenades because they will happen.
I'm taking fire.
Not really taking fire, you're taking like metal spikes to the face. There he is. I was like, where'd he go? He went somewhere. Now we're back in the roof area. We can see the outdoors, the great outdoors. Have like the nice view of the city, which strangely has no cars driving around, no like sign of anything. But you know, we'll just say it's in the twilight hours, and the people aren't normally out here. Well, maybe actually, I think I heard them say at one point that they had a roadblock established, prevent passersby. Oh. Surprise, motherfucker! Bam! Okay, I was hoping there'd be another dude, but that was... Oh, there is another dude. Oh, that noise. I mean, somebody hit the cool person button. I mean, honestly, you're all cool by being here, but they hit like a real cool person button. Hey, Sternsy, what's up, bud? I'm trying not to get scared, man. Thank you very much, Sternsy, for resubbing, man. That's very generous of you, dude. 5 months, by the way. Holy shit, dude. Coming in close on 1.5 a year, man. How time flies. Thank you, Sternsy. This game is great, by the way. Have you ever played this game, Sternsy? It's really, I'm really digging it. And I'm not surprised. I'd always heard this game was incredible, and I get it. Like, I totally get it why people revere this game so highly, because it is 100% deserving. Like how I killed him so good his gun got stuck in the wall. Whoa, Jesus! Fucking pulped his ass. Get him out of there. Yes, let me devour your blood in midair somehow. Very good. Just fucking... Just pulped his ass. Just liquefied completely. Oh, why, yes. You are Mr. Target person who I'm about to pulverize. Yeah. That was so satisfied, man. That was awesome. No, this game's good, though. It's really good. I'm digging the spooky vibes. I'm digging just the gunplay. It's such an interesting combination of you feel like a badass who can do anything, but then you still feel scared by scary psychological thriller paranormal shit. Because a lot of times in games like this where there's like a spooky element, think of games like Layers of Fear or games like Amnesia where you don't have a lot of like ways to hurt things that are scary. You're kind of defenseless. And usually being like mega empowered with super slow motion powers like makes things feel less scary. But no, it's like they do a good job of handling both somehow. I feel like that's hard to do, but they fucking done it. Also, I heard a noise, or I heard a NPC lad. I heard like close in or something. Yo, are we both throwing grenades? My grenade's better. Oh, that was satisfying. Not all dead, though. I was hoping I got all of them. If one of them escaped my clutches, my explosive clutches. Shotgun is just gets shit done, man. Shotgun is the exclamation point that puts the sentence... that like puts the sentence to its proper conclusion. It just, there's really not much else that needs to be said after the shotgun enters the equation. So good. Oh yeah, sounds good, Goblin. Thanks for stopping in, man. It is getting late, yeah, and I started the stream a little bit later than I meant to. But thank you for being here, friends. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I'm probably gonna go for another maybe a half an hour ish because I started kind of late. This game's hard to put down though, man. I know the game will eventually end and I'll be sad, but there's 2 expansions though, so I'm hoping the expansions are also quite good. And then also 2 sequels, so there's lots to do. That's like the great philosophers of our time once said, so much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with playing the video games or something? I don't know. Good armor, good health. Better ingredients, better pizza. We're doing all right. We're doing all right right now. Covering it all in little p. Those are the actual lyrics. It's true. Those are the lyrics that the Smash Mouth singer scribbled on a piece of paper, feverishly even, in the recording booth, before being halted by his producer, being like, "That ain't gonna sell records, man."
We have an update on the situation at Armacam.
Oh, I think it's from a radio.
A company spokesperson has confirmed that
Many employees were at work, yeah.
when the situation first erupted.
Things didn't go well.
Yet on the welfare of those inside.
I don't know why I wanted to knock that over. Lots of health. Whoop, and a checkpoint. Lots of health, an autosave, some ammo on the side from that really cool rifle that I like a lot. Like, I know it's about to go down, man. I wasn't born yesterday. Shit's about to get some amount of real.
Get us the hell out of here!
So they got the dude. Oh, they didn't get the dude. He got downed. Are you good guys or bad guys? I think those are. Yeah, those guys are normally not bad.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Friendly fire?
Didn't feel very friendly to me. I think that they were deliberately targeting Bishop.
Interesting.
What the fuck is ATC doing?
So,
They didn't trust him to keep his mouth shut about something.
God, I hope
because
you're wrong.
ATC, they're the like security detail for this corporation, right? So if ATC was trying to take out Bishop, which he might have gotten killed, then yeah, that opens up other possibilities. What was that? Is there an ATC guy down there somewhere? It might, yeah. See, I mean, I don't necessarily want to kill these guys. These guys aren't really my target. But they're definitely not nice. I mean, I don't want to staple your face to the wall, but I'll fucking do it, man. There's no reason. No reason. You ever just fill a man's leg with metal spikes and then watch him fly 40 feet in the air and hydrate? Absolutely dehydrate. Thank you, JD. Time to fill up my pee. Time to fill up the balls. That's where pee is stored, after all. Sonic told me all about it one time. Remember, everyone, pee is stored in the ball. Oh, JD, by the way, did you see the thing I tagged you in on Discord? That Band-Aid. Is he dead? He's like, it looks like he's crouched over, like he's aiming at me, but I think he's dead. Because imagine, JD, you could do like a PSA voiceover of, one, the importance of getting vaccinated, because, you know, it's very important. You could be a spokesman for public health and be do a public good for humanity, and also dab on them with some dank memes. Everybody wins. Shadow says, I'm making piss. Flies 15, yeah. Pin cushion as he screams his last breath, yeah. Brutal, man. It's brutal. And these guys, I guess, are unarmored. Because they only take 2 shots to the dome, whereas the other boys take like 3 at least. Honestly, I'm surprised 1 shot to the dome doesn't just fucking do it. Whoa! Guy was like pinwheeling all over the place when I latched him to the door there. So yeah, ATC is coming in hot, man. They're kind of not fucking around, despite the fact that I would have never guessed that they would be bad guys. I thought they'd be like happy to see us. Like we're liberating them from these extra murdery guys, but I guess we're like stuck between 2 conflicts where they both dislike us. Both sides dislike us. So, you know, enemy of my enemy and such. So there's a door on the other side. I also wanted to... Oh my god. How does this even work? I guess I got the top of his head somehow. No, I guess I got his chin somehow, which like came out the top. How does that even work? Take a few screenshots of this lad. Okay, Bishop's down then, yeah. Farley. Looking for Wade. You know, you're a real gamer when you're taking like a bunch of dumb screenshots of just goofy shit like this in a video game. In a physicsy laden video game. So this is probably the right way to go. Let's go check this way first. Yeah, imagine all the meme possibilities, my man.
Flashlight. You better check it out.
Okay, I thought there was a dude right there. I see flashlights. I don't know if they hear me as I walk around.
He's over here.
See you later. And pulped. You alright? Yep, he's totally fine. I didn't just turn him into a different form of matter. From solid into liquid. The jingle jangles of brass hitting the floors from spent shell casings. You alright? Oh. Yep, never been better, fam. Thanks for asking. Okay, he's dead. It gets so dusty, it's hard to see sometimes. More ridiculous. I'm with you on that, Corey. Yeah, none of this realistic bullshit, man. Give me the. It almost seems like a glitch where when you're in slow-mo, everything is super bouncy and physicsy. It seems unintended, but I love it so much. I wouldn't want any other way, honestly. I hope they never fix it. Oh, really? But it yeah, very much strained it though. Yeah, I would imagine that. Yeah, when you're doing like longer sessions like that. I mean, I'm sure streaming is, and commentating over it. Even if you're not doing specific voices, it it just tires the voice out, obviously. But yeah, I imagine. Whoa, Jesus! I think I just shotgunned my ass. I imagine it can be draining from time to time, at least. Whoop! What that armor? I want it. Yeah. There we go. And grenades. Like I've been spamming a lot of grenades lately, but they're just so fun to fuck with, man. How can I not mess with them? Finding a lot of grenade or shotguns rather. A few more penetrators, but still not a lot of those like scope rifles yet. Also, I think there's the other. Here's the doorman. There he is. Love his splendor. Yes, they both led to the same place. All roads lead to stairs. Character impressions, yeah, 30 minutes. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm glad that you did it. I'm sure your viewers enjoyed it and appreciated it. But yeah, I'm sure it was like, I bet as you're going through, you were like, oh boy, this is gonna be a bit much, just because I'm sure it gets exhausting. And I would imagine when it comes to doing voices, there's probably like, I know that people they'll do warm-up exercises, ways to warm up the voice, get the throat musculars all loosened up and ready to do some throat lifting, voice lifting. Is that a dude? Oh, that's a dude I killed, I think. All right, so this is the main entrance, right? Oh wait, no, this is. Oh, these are the first guys I killed, right? I killed them from far away. Right, okay, so we're up here now. I think I need to jump down there next. Oh.
Get down! This way!
Do a cartwheel! So I don't know if both of them died. I was hoping they wouldn't see the grenade until it was too late. Oh, no, they're both dead. Okay. Oh, three guns? Oh, just two. Okay. So I only saw the two lads. That was really stealthy, by the way. That was a stealth grenade. Always sneaky. Sneakmeister Super Hobbit at your service. What dismouth do? Dead. That's what it do. Now I didn't hear anybody else react, so maybe he was by himself. Oh, is that a lad? No, I didn't have to do that, but I wanted to. Actually, shooting that first probably would have been the smart call. It's hard to see sometimes. We got him, though. A dismembered bloody arm pop. Yeah, it just happens sometimes. Random body parts just flop around for no reason sometimes, you know. Especially when we're throwing grenades around and causing craters like this one into the floor. Seems like this is yet another broken bridge. So once we jump down, there's no coming back. Oh!
Shit, your signal's breaking up.
Well, that was unexpected. I think it was just gonna break on me, man. Alright, now we're down here. So, wow. I said broken bridge. I didn't know how literal that was going to get. Yet here we are. Little did I know what was awaiting me. Gotta get back up in there. Up in there. Up in there. See, another... That's like a gas vent, I'm pretty sure, so... I'm on the lookout for those cloaking lads. I have a feeling that was not the last we've seen of them. We only got to see a few of them. Oh. Oh! Okay, I don't know if that was scripted or if I could have actually died from that, but that was awesome. See, I was trying to not let that happen. Oh, but now I can get this though. So, yeah, I wanted to get this. The explosion was just a bonus. I wonder if I can turn this off so I can go up there. High pressure gas line, you don't say. Yeah, I'm guessing that lock was intentionally supposed to be hard to break. Oh! Oh, I broke everything, didn't I? Oh, damn. Well, I mean, okay, that makes me think that was intentional. Or necessary. Oh, God. Did I explode the building accidentally on purpose? Guessing that's nothing required. Okay, that's good, I think. A little spooky, but good. Getting some major Stalker vibes right now. Stalker Shadow Chernobyl right now. Went through a building that's like on the brink of collapse. While paranormal things happen around you. And checkpoints happen, mysteriously. And the shakes really feel disorienting. Like it's legit. Vape nature. Now, as always, the golden question, am I going the right way or is this the wrong way? I always make it clear that I'm a fan of going the wrong way first. That looks like the right way. Let's go back. Probably can't jump up that way. Okay, and this is it. This appears to be a dead end. Okay, so well, that makes the choice pretty obvious. However, do those explode? Sadly, they don't appear to. These look like things that would explode in a video game, but video game rules dictate if you see like a highly compressed cylinder or container of something, then it needs to explode when you shoot it. Like fire extinguishers, for instance, explode in this game pretty spectacularly, but not all things do. Oh! Yeah, I think me blowing up that one thing broke the whole world. Okay, well, I think if I were to go down that way, it would lead to bad times for Alex, so... Let's see if this leads anywhere. If the bad guys are panicking that I've accidentally their entire building. The entire building, is that bad? Is that WD-40? It is AV-05. Okay. WD-40 might be a copyright protected thing, like, you know, a thing that you can't just put willy-nilly into a video game. A branded product. Where's the fires? Authorized personnel. Well, I guess I'm authorized then. Yeah, that's how that all went down. Don't like how you're pointed, friend. Can I just go underneath? Maybe. If I could find a way to turn that off, that'd be neat. This seems like a good place for a jump scare to happen. Not quite what I had in mind, but pretty effective though. Not just a dead body, a bloody skeletal lad. So, you know, that took some preparation, man. Skeletons take time to harvest, man. Throwing a dead body, come on, anybody can convert a dead person, a live person into a dead body. But to then go to the extra step to convert them into a skeleton, that's some dedication that I can appreciate. Ladder leading up there, and surprise, surprise, more fire pain. I'm gonna turn that guy off. How about this guy? Whoa. Okay. Oh, perfect. More health for Alex, and then... Oh, okay, we were already here, I'm pretty sure. Right, so we turned off the murder vent, which was pointed... Wait. How far back did I go? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Did I turn off all of them, or just the one, I guess? There's skeleton friend. Skeleton room. Yeah, I think we turned off all of them, actually. Here we go. Yeah, perfect. Extracting the skeletons from its fleshy prison. Be free, my child.
They left her in darkness.
Oh, a new friend. We haven't seen that person before. I like how he just kind of was leaning into our view there. I don't think we've seen that person before. I don't think that was Fettel. Looked like somebody else. I like the generic horror movie noise that happened there. I don't say that to sound judgy. I think that was like legit really cool. I think you can get a lot out of those like stereotypical horror movie spooky noises. Too much can, you know, ruin it obviously, but a little bit goes a long way. Offline. That's a good question, Corey. Yeah, I wonder if I could go back all the way, if that would be worthwhile. I would assume that would be its own thing just because it's so far back, but yeah, the thought does occur to me. Go up first. Another, oh wait, that's the same area, isn't it? Yeah. So it all leads here, and it's all very broken. Nothing up there that I can see. No glowies from like the bullet time enhancement or health enhancements. Natural health enhancement. Can I spin this guy? Spin to win. More delicious sewage water, my favorite. I guess it's a good thing. There's probably nothing in here specific. Oh, actually, maybe there is. Ooh, that could be a thing. I'm guessing there is limited oxygen. I don't see any indicators for how much air I have. So we haven't had any air shakes in a while, or air shakes, ground shakes in a while, so I'm guessing that's a good sign. I have the flashlight meter thing. Nothing else here. High pressure. Don't shoot these or melee them because bad things will happen. Yeah, if there was a health thing, I would be tempted actually because the health things are pretty nifty. So when I turn that off, that will do something. Let's explore around a little bit first before I commit to hitting the switch. Might give us more bad guy friends. Use what? Oh, handrail. Save point. Okay, well. You're throwing save points at me. Wait, wasn't I just in there though? I totally was in here. Odd that it would give me a save point here. Maybe after I hit the switch, I need to go back that way. Let's find out. Green. Hey, look at that. We did it. Green means happy. This is still locked though. Oh, I see. I thought this was the piece that swings. Right, I see. But that's online now. So I guess we're meant to go up this way then. Nope, yep, can't quite climb that, but that's fine. We don't necessarily need to. Oh, okay, all right. There's at least one more. There's the big guy. So say, I'm sure he's not dead. Big boys, do not mess around. Oh, he's dead. Okay. Couple headshot. I mean, a series of headshots will do it, but yeah. I'm glad we got to see, we saw them coming versus having them just explode a door randomly. So like we knew what they were getting, what we were getting ourselves into. We know that the bad guys know about this elevator too, so it's not just a like, you know, go this way and be a gamer. It's, you know, go this way but be careful. I'm gonna go back like Corey was suggesting. I wonder if there is stuff to explore back there. Because now I'm curious. I gotta go around for that, but that's fine. If it is a health thing, that would make me happy. I like those health thingies. The atmosphere, yeah, it's really fun to play. It's something I highly recommend to anybody who thinks this game looks cool. And if you're thinking like, man, I wonder if this game is fun to play, it's really dope. It's really solid, man. It's really good. Highly recommended. Of course, I'm the weirdo. I'm the one who's kind of late to the party with this game. This game's been out for like 16 years. So, better late than never, I suppose. But very late, though. Definitely very late, though. Yeah, so it was right around here where we broke shit. We broke it pretty spectacularly. Okay, so that is still popping off. Wasn't there another room that was inaccessible? I think there was another area that was heated and or yeeted. Let's see, we fell in the water. Was there nothing down here? I guess I didn't really look. Yeah, okay, so well, it is good to explore. I feel good having resolved that question in my brain. 2 weeks off in May. Oh, okay, I got you. Road trip, that's cool. Ooh, some Zelda campaign stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. 2-3 session, one shot. That'd be nice. Yeah. Like where you're the DM, that is, JD. Cause yeah, I have a few friends that would do something similar where yeah, people will take turns DMing. Kind of makes me wish I had the dedication and or creativity to try my hand at DMing, because it seems like a lot of fun. It seems very rewarding. I know it's a lot of hard work and really rewards creativity. And I'll confess, I'm not a terribly creative guy when it comes to D&D and such, so I feel like I don't know if I necessarily have the skill set to make it good, but I can certainly appreciate it. Yeah, you'd be the one DMing? That'd be awesome, man. Yeah. Would you stream something like that, JD? I can't remember if I've asked you before if streaming your sessions is ever something that was viable. I know it's tricky because not everyone would necessarily be down. You know, it's like you want to make sure that the players will be okay with it, and you know, some might see it as kind of like a, you know, a not so private thing if you're streaming it, obviously. But if you did, I would be down to check that shit out. Right, so that was... Yeah, there's Skeleton Man. Skeleton Room. Yeah, here, there was the Fire Geyser. The Firezer. Oh, okay, yeah, he's dead. He can't hurt us anymore. Up we go. Oh, it just gibbed it, or it jibbed him. Came down and just cut that man's body off. His entire body removed. Friends, I think we're gonna call it now because it is getting kind of late. Yeah, you make sure, yeah, everyone knows what's up exactly. That'd be cool though. It would be, yeah, it'd be hard to keep up with chat though. Yeah, that's one downside when it comes to streaming D&D is that, yeah, it can be hard to keep up with peeps. Still trying to find Fettel. Yep, still trying to find him. He's been our target this whole time around. Sayonara Sucker is, I guess, the name of the level. Trying to intercept Fettel. Yeah, I'm guessing Fettel, like, really is... I'm guessing the main guy for this entire game, not with... The expansions notwithstanding. But, man, yeah, this game's... Again, this game's incredible. I totally get why everyone speaks so highly of it.
Son of a bitch, I thought we lost you.
The level design is on point. The AI for bad guys is super cool. The gunplay is fun. The lore is interesting, and the level, like, spooky moments are genuinely spooky and incredible. Here we'll do a manual save. Yes. Sayonara Sucker. I'll just keep with my name. Oh. Caps lock.
While you were out of contact,
And of course the letter I continues for whatever reason to be my screenshot button for some dumb reason.